The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 493, being recorded on July the 21st, 2025. I am one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks a Lot. Today I'm joined by my co-host from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief Henry Merrill is back. Welcome back, Henry. Welcome.
Hey, what's going on, HGP crew?
Hello, we're here and we're back. And from Little Ohio, the Mayo, Steve Willier is back. Welcome back, Steve. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
It's going, buddy. It's going. Nice to have you back. The whole crew is here this week, people. We are here to talk video games and stuff. And you can follow us at X @_horrible gamers. That is @_horrible gamers on the X. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can rate us 5 stars, is appreciated, but rate us whatever you feel like. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me as long as you rate us. Also, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community is our closed group on Facebook. You can join it by searching for it and applying. Make sure you answer the questions or I will not accept you. And you can also like our page. You can find our page and then the group link is in the page, or you can do it the other way around. I don't care. But we have it both up and running on Facebook. And quick shout out to Phantom Meg for the intro music to the show and Brooke for free for the outro music to the podcast. And yeah, let's get to talking about video games. We've been doing things been going on and stuff. So guys, it is now the 21st of July and things are happening. Yeah.
Is gaming good this year? Jesus, is it good this year? Has it been good to you?
Yes. Gaming is probably one of the greatest gaming years out of the last 5 years. This is probably the greatest one. Now we'll wait to see what happens next year. I mean, if next year we get Battlefield 6, Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty, we get Grand Theft Auto 6, Battlefield 6, and then we also get Fable, and we also get some other cool Microsoft exclusives or whatever, like Microsoft first-party games coming out, and we get maybe some new Sony thing, maybe a new Uncharted or something. That would be dope. It would be a dope year next year, I think. I think next year is going to be an awesome year. I think this year is probably one of the best years of gaming that we've ever had. I mean, think about it. We got a new console out this year. We got the Switch 2. We got the new Xbox handheld coming out. Steam Deck is doing great still. It's being supported left and right by a lot of developers, Seems like almost every Steam game that's coming out is trying to put their game on the Steam Deck, and making it be compatible with it. And on top of that, we're getting great games. We got great games coming out this year, man.
I'll just say in the handheld space, which I follow a lot, but so they have all the the MSI Claw and all these other handheld devices, just trying to compete, in that same space. And I think it's good.
Yeah, you have a lot of variety of options. When it comes to handheld gaming, you can go with the Switch. Be like, okay, I just want a basic Nintendo Switch 2. You can do that. You can go to Steam Deck, which is pretty good. You can go with the ROG Ally. You can go with the Claw. I think Razer has their own version of their handheld as well. It's called the Razer something Viper or some shit like that.
I think is the Razer one more of a? I think it's more of a kind of a laptop tablet, I guess you would call it. Like they've got one for like 1,000, whatever. It's basically it's a handheld PC, but it's pretty powerful. Even at 1,000. Yeah. I think that's the Razer one. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, because I know Razer has one.
Razer X or something.
I forget what it's called, but yeah, they have one. And I'm looking at it right now. It's called the Razer Edge, which it's a tablet, but you can buy a controller for the tablet, so it makes it look like a Switch.
It's kind of cool, like how they basically said, "Hey, what if we take the keyboard off of this?"
Yeah, so these are tablets, so they're called the Razer Kishis, but you can buy controllers for them that kind of stick to the side of them like a Switch.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Oh no, these are the Kishis are the controllers. What the fuck? I know they have like fucking. I thought they had some.
I want to kind of compare it to what's Microsoft's or what's their tablet called? I even forgot the name of it. I had one mini
Surface.
Yeah, the Surface. It looks like a Surface almost, or it's kind of like in that same. So it's not like an iPad, is what I'm saying. It's more of an actual PC with no
I mean,
keyboard.
there's lots of things out there, so I would say yes, this is a good year for. I think we've had great games come out already. We had some of the best games we've seen come out. We had Expedition 33 come out. Indiana Jones came out earlier this year, right? Sure, late last year. So I mean,
Yeah.
we have good games that are out. You know, we had Doom come out recently, and you know, these games that are like some of them are not even making a splash as big as they used to because there's so many big things around them. You know what I mean? Like there's so many games coming out that are good that even ones that would be good on their own any other year, like in the COVID years, had they come out then, they would have made a bigger impact. These games are not making such a big impact anymore because we're now seeing these AAA games coming out next to them, and these AA games that are really taking the attention away from like the good games. You know, so you have good games, and then you have great games. You know, and the good games are being kind of overlooked because of the great games that are coming out. You know, you look at I look at Doom specifically. You know, it came out like pretty close to Expedition 33, and I never even launched Doom. And it's like, fuck, in any other year, I would have played Doom, you know, over most other games. You know what I mean? And this year, it's like, I kind of skipped Doom because I'm playing Expedition 33 because it's so good. You know, so it's like kind of the same things going on right now. You know, people are playing Death Stranding 2 over like Ready or Not coming out to consoles. You know what I mean? People are playing Death Stranding 2 over that, or they're playing other games over that, you know? And coming in the fall, you know, we got Borderlands 4 coming out, and we got Mafia coming out in a couple weeks here, and other titles coming out that are being like not looked at because people are playing other games. They're playing Donkey Kong, they're playing Mario Kart or whatever, World or whatever, and they're playing all that other shit. So it's a good year for gaming. You have a lot of
I
options.
agree. I agree. Like I only played an hour of Doom, and then like, what did I do? I went and bought the PS5, and Death Stranding 2 has been taking up most of my time.
Yeah,
So
you have a lot of
yeah, it's like
options. So yeah, I think it's a good year for gaming. Um, Now is it a good year for the developers in gaming? Probably not. They probably
Probably
are.
yeah.
They argue that they're getting fired and they're losing their jobs to AI, which sucks. But hey, man, like it's part of the industry. It's part of what you got into, and it happens to everyone, dude. You know, everyone loses their people. There's job cuts in all kinds of sectors all the time, and we don't hear about them because we're not covering those sectors. But there's job
yeah,
cuts in
like
all
even
sectors.
at
So
my job of delivering
I don't
wine and spirits, right? Like even there,
yeah,
Intel, like you name it. Yeah.
I don't know if you put it in the news or not, Gunny, but like Nintendo was just talking about how they really haven't been laying anybody off. Like, you know, if you think
yeah.
about it, you hear all about all the layoffs. Don't hear much about Nintendo having people
You don't
lay off.
hear, but it could be that Nintendo's been smart and they haven't been hiring a lot of bloat employees. Like, you know, during the COVID years, Microsoft hired a lot of people in 2020, dude.
Hmm.
They hired a lot of people in 2020, 2021. They were hiring like crazy. Them and Sony were still hiring, despite the fact that, you know, shit wasn't being released. They were still hiring for the studios. And it's like, okay, you guys did a bunch of hiring. Well, now that it's coming back to bite you in the ass when you realize your budgets can't cover these people that you hired. You know what I mean? Because you think about a new employee that gets hired at a company. Yeah, you talk about their. You're like, okay, well, their salary is only like 60,000 a year. Jesus, their salary is only 70 grand a year. Yeah, but it's not just their salary they're paying. They're also paying their benefits, whatever benefit packages they have. They're
Yeah,
paying for their
yeah. It's a
health.
lot
Their
more.
their health insurance, they're matching their 401ks if they have a 401k. If they have a pension, they're paying into that. So these companies are paying big money into all that shit. Like, people have to realize that when you hire someone, you're not just hiring them based on, oh, I'm only going to pay you 60 grand a year, so that's what you cost me. No, you're costing the company like 150,000 a year because they have to pay for all your other shit. They have to pay for your health care, your time
Yeah.
off, all that other bullshit. You know what I mean? So
And then, just to kind of add to that, I know California and I think New York, the state, like that includes the city and everything. You've got the unemployment insurance that you've got to pay on top of that.
Oregon
So, and
does too.
that's costly.
Yeah, Oregon does too. So like it's expensive, and I know Washington does as well. Because despite people, talking shit about Microsoft, you forget these companies are headquarters are in the West Coast. A lot of these big like Microsoft's headquarters is in right in Seattle. They call it something
Isn't everything
else.
basically near Redmond? Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft.
Yeah, so they call
Like
it
they're
like
all.
that's what is that what they call it? They call it Redmond, Washington, or something like that. But it's like literally, it's a suburb of Seattle. You can literally when you're in Seattle, you get on the highway and you just drive a little bit south, and you have Boeing, you have the fucking Seahawks Stadium, the Mariners Stadium, then you have the big ass Microsoft campus, then you have right next to the Microsoft campus, you have all these other fucking companies around there. It's like a mini Silicon Valley, but in the Pacific Northwest. And Microsoft, it's the biggest company there. I mean, it's a huge campus. And it's like right next to Boeing, kind of like Boeing is around there as well.
Yeah,
And
I know
it's
Boeing's right off the freeway. Well, at least they have that
yeah,
test.
the test facility, their hangar is right there because
Yeah,
fucking
that's cool.
airport. Yeah, but it's by the Puget Sound or whatever that up there, and then it's all like it's all there, dude. So like people forget these companies are based on the West Coast. So a lot like the people that are employed by Microsoft that work at Microsoft headquarters, guess what? They have to follow Washington law for those people. And Washington has a lot of employee rights laws that Oregon has as well. That Oregon, Washington, California kind of copy each other. If Washington does it first, then Oregon and California does it. If Oregon does it first, then California and Washington does it. It's kind of like a who's doing what first, and then we'll follow each other. You know, like who could be more progressive in their state for employee rights and shit. And that's kind of what they do, right? They kind of follow each other in the rights for employees, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, whatever politics aside, I think that employees should have rights. Employees should have unemployment insurance. Employees should have paid time off. Employees should have paid sick time off. And that's like laws that we have in Oregon that other states don't even have.
Yeah.
And
That was cool. That was cool, Jesus. When I went from a small company, and when I say a small company, it was probably 150 to now, like, now that we work directly with the company for the last 5 years, and it's probably, I don't know, it could be, well, just in the state of California, it's probably a few thousand. And it was like, hey, you get PTO. I'm like, what? Oh, what the hell is this? Like, that's cool. I've never had this before. So, dude, I probably have stocked up at least like 2.5 months worth. And it's like, nice. I keep gaining all this PTO, like, because I get 3 weeks vacation, like, already. And I mean, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, like, we never had the PTO before. And then they added that thing, Jesus. We talked about it prior to recording a few weeks ago or a few months ago about the California PTO. And you said, oh, we've already had that up in Oregon for a while. Like, yeah, that was like, so we get the 40 hours or 50 hours, something like that for a whole year.
Oregon gets 40 hours paid sick time no matter what. So if your company is more than 20 employees or 25 employees, your company has to offer paid sick time off, 40 hours minimum a year of paid sick time. No matter what, it's just the law. Like, they have to offer it to you. So every time you work more than 30 hours a week, so you work 40 hours a week, every 30 hours that you work, you gain a half an hour of paid time off, up to 40 hours, of sick time. So
Yeah.
if you work every week full time and you work by the middle of the year, you'll have 20 hours of sick time that you can use. By the end of the year, you'll have 40. And then this sick time kind of rolls over into a bank at the end of the year. They kind of roll it over into a bank for the next year. And then they have to restart that counter again for another 40 hours for the next year. And then whatever. And if you reach the maximum amount your company allows you to bank, they have to pay you out to the sick time. So it's a cool thing. I think it's smart. I think people should have sick time, right? Like, that's kind of cool that we get a week of sick time paid. That's a cool thing. But yeah, anyways, yeah. So it is a good year for gaming. Not a good year for developers, but hey, man, I think that these guys will all get hired somewhere else. Hopefully, they'll start working for NVIDIA or something and making AI or some shit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Go work at a bank and develop. You know what these developers need? They need to go work at banks and develop better banking software. Because a lot of these banks, they use like some old ass shit, man, for like managing our money. Like, our apps kind of suck for like. Don't get me wrong. Banking apps don't need to be very like fancy. But a lot of banking apps feel like just dated. You know, like they just feel like this feels so sluggish when I launch it. It doesn't refresh right sometimes. It's like, what the fuck's it doing? Is my money gone? What the fuck is going on? Right? The thing's not loading correctly. What the fuck's going on? You know, you got some weird like invent
Yeah,
some new ATM software or something. I don't know.
you know what? Yeah, that's what am I looking for? The word I'm looking for, like the people that actually work on the app, right? The web control, I don't know, web workers or whatever. They're not updating that shit because I know the wife has complained about it before. Like, what the hell? Like
Yeah.
this fucking. You're right, Jesus. Like we have a small credit union, but yeah, like they. They update that shit once every, maybe twice a year. They need to do it. Like if it's a good app, right? They're going to do it like once a month. Like make
Yeah.
sure it's not so buggy.
Or maybe it's so good that they don't need to update it, honey. They're like, this app is so
Right.
perfect. We don't never need to update this app anymore. It's so perfect.
Yeah. No, like you have to go to fucking, yeah, Chrome or whatever to fucking look at your account. Get the app.
Anyways, I've been playing some games this week, guys, I would like to discuss. First off and foremost, I've been playing a lot of more Norland. And fuck, man, they released a big summer patch, which just came out for like everyone a few weeks ago. And fuck, that shit is hard. I had a playthrough, man, where like everyone died in my kingdom. Not everyone, but all the lords died, right? Like I had a lot of peasants. I had a lot of peasants around, but all my lords were dying. Like first of all, the king's wife got murdered by the king's brother, so she got murdered. Then there's like no females in my kingdom that are like making babies for the lords, and I'm like, oh fuck, we have a shortage of lords, okay? And then the lords start getting old, and then they start fighting each other because they want like power, so they start fucking killing each other, and then shit just got bad, man. It got to the point where like everyone was dead. I had like one person alive, and I'm like, this is screwed up. I have like no one as the heir to the. I have one lord left that's the king now. Everyone else died, and I have like a child that's the previous king's son, and he's just chilling, being a baby or whatever, being a kid. And I'm like, there's no other women that this fucker is married to or nothing like. And the thing is, you can't promote like a peasant. You can't say, okay, like, well, fuck it, let's just fill these roles with like peasants, you know, like I'll pick this peasant and now you're part of the family. No, like that doesn't work. You have to marry into another royal family. So you have to like wait for someone in the map to have like a queen or like a princess that can get married off or whatever, female that could get married off to your kingdom, and then you can do it that way, or you can hire a free lord that comes around every once in a while, and they're called a free lord because they're like not part of a kingdom. I mean, they are descendants of a kingdom, so they used to be part of like some kingdom, but they got released by their family or they left, and now they're considered a free lord, and you can hire them, and then you can make them part of your kingdom based on the relationship between your king and them. But first, you have to hire them, so you have to have the gold to hire them for 10 days, and then when those 10 days is up, they either leave, or you can rehire them, or you can grant them a title, which granting them a title makes them a lord of your kingdom or whatever, you know, it gives them a title as a lord. So it kind of, it all went to shit, man. I'm like, this is hard as fuck. And that game is hard. It is hard. Like they added a bunch of new mechanics. They added like a wage mechanic where you have to manage the wages of people. Now your kings and queens and all the lords, they all have like their own money. Like, so each of them have gold themselves. But then there's also the gold of like the whole kingdom, like the treasury for the whole kingdom. And the king can kind of dip into that, or he could deposit money into the kingdom or take money from the kingdom. But it sucks because half the time my kingdom didn't have any money because it was like, okay, I have to pay all my soldiers. I have to pay all the peasants that work. And then these motherfuckers wouldn't buy shit. You know, I'd have shit for sale like vegetables or whatever, like moonshine and beer, and they don't buy anything. They go straight to the fucking like the trader that comes from the church. They go to him and buy stuff instead of buying it from me. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? You dickheads. And before they didn't used to do that. They used to just buy it from the market. Now they buy it from wherever it's cheaper or wherever it's more convenient for them. So
Free market, baby.
That's the issue. That's the
Yeah.
issue. So I have no gold coming into my kingdom unless I do trade deals with other kingdoms. But then if you start like causing wars with other kingdoms, like If you say, hey, I want you to become my vassal, and you go to war with them and they kick your ass and they don't become your vassal, then guess what? Now they hate you because you declared war on them, and now you cannot make a trade deal with them. So now you got to make a peace treaty with them. A peace treaty costs 1,000 fucking gold. So if you don't have 1,000 gold to give to cause a peace treaty to like kind of bring relations back to like a neutral standing, then they hate you, and you can't have any trade with them. And it's fucking hard, man. The game is so fucking hard. I had to restart again, so I had a new playthrough I started yesterday. Hopefully I could get more babies made and more lords. So by the time the king that I currently have starting out with, and his brothers and his wife, they become old and die, I can have people to replace them. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, fuck, man, it sucks not having people to be replacing these guys, because then they die and then you don't have no one to replace them, and then it's like, who's the heir to the throne next? Who's the next king? You know, who's the next queen? Who's the next person in line to become the lord? And you're like, I don't know. No, we don't know. There's no one left. Everyone died. Everyone died, Gunny. No one's left. But yeah.
End of an era. Restart game, right?
Yep. But it's a cool game, man. I really enjoy that game because it's just chill, and it does make you think a lot. It makes you think like what you're planning to build, what you're planning to do, how you're planning to expand your military, how you're planning to use your resources that you do have. So it makes you think a lot, because every once in a while, like, the ragged people will attack your city, and the ragged people are kind of like just like hobos that kind of get together, and they'll come and attack your city every once in a while. And then there's bandits that, of course, the bandits will like attack your trade routes, and they'll attack your kingdom every once in a while. If they become kind of powerful, they will come attack your city every once in a while. And there's all kinds of mechanics like that they added into the game that makes the game very hard. And I'm looking forward to what they're going to do with the game, because, I mean, they're obviously expanding on the game, right? They're expanding the ideas that they're doing, and they keep patching big updates and big ideas into the game. So I'm wondering when 1.0 is going to be. I don't know if there's a roadmap to this game. I haven't seen one, but I wonder what their next update is going to be. Like their next, maybe it's going to be the winter update, the big winter update or whatever. But yeah, these guys, they're constantly patching this game, guys. It's kind of crazy how fast these guys are patching the game, because they're pretty on top of shit. Like, this game had a few bugs when the big summer patch came out, and like within a week, most of those bugs were fixed. They're like, oh yeah, thanks guys for letting us know about the bugs. We got on top of it and we fixed them. It's like, damn,
that's
that was
awesome.
quick. So
and
it's
that
kind of
reminds
cool.
me of the group from Ready or Not.
Yeah,
like how often they were updating stuff all the time.
Yeah, like they're really on top of the bugs and stuff. So I'm kind of glad that they did that. So yeah, but moving on now. Speaking of Ready or Not, Mayo, I actually played a little bit of that this week, and people were kind of in an uproar about this game a few weeks ago, because right prior to the Xbox and PlayStation launch of the game, they released a patch on the PC to kind of make it compatible with crossplay with the console versions of the game. So the console versions require the game to have less nudity and less graphic content compared to the PC version. Now, if you remember playing this game back in the day, Mayo, you remember that there was like naked people in the game in some of the maps. There was like women that were topless. Like if you were raiding like a prostitution ring or something, you'd find women that are topless. Civilians that are topless, or they're nude or whatever, to arrest them or whatever. Or you'll find a lot of the content was very very risque for like a game. Like I mean, think about it, one of the houses that you raid in the game is pretty much like a mansion that you're raiding in like Malibu or something. And this mansion is a child porn ring facility. Like these guys are distributing child pornography. And you find a basement full of like photos of little kids. And like they have names and like numbers and like prices attached to them. And you're like, what the fuck is going on in this house? You're like, what the fuck? Like, and you have to secure all that shit as evidence, And this game has a lot of that stuff, like a lot of that type of where you're raiding a place on the places of prostitution ring, or you're raiding a house.
Wasn't there also like a school or something that you said was a map or something that they added?
Yeah. So they have a lot of stuff like that. Like a lot of
Mhm.
risks, a lot of stuff that other games wouldn't I say they wouldn't dare touch or wouldn't just they just wouldn't do it. You know, like I wouldn't see Call of Duty doing it. I don't see Rainbow Six doing it. I just don't see Ubisoft and Activision taking that risk. While these guys did, because they're like, fuck it, we're going for realism. We're gonna put these like crazy things in the game, like a school shooter, you know, or a hostage situation, or like a situation where this guy's a prepper and he shot two cops, and now you have to go raid his house in the woods, and he has like crazy traps set up everywhere, and like he's like a crazy fucking dude. And what the fuck was that? anyways, but
I remember
yeah,
we talked about that, like when we were playing it on PC, we were like, would this game ever come to console because of the way it was handling things and the type of content that it had. You know, we
yeah,
talked about it. We were like, oh, I don't know if this will ever come to console or not because of the active shooter thing and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. And like I mean, I did a mission last night where I was in the college campus and there was two active shooters on campus. So you have to go into the campus and you're trying to like, you know, you're trying to find the two shooters. You're trying to deactivate a bomb that they set up and you're trying to like secure all the civilians around the map, you know? And you're like, okay, who's the fucking shooter? Because you're like, is this guy the shooter? Like, you know, you come around a room and you come around a corner, you have somebody running towards you and you have to quickly like look at their hands and be like, okay, does this guy have a gun on him or not? You know, and a lot of stuff is pretty hardcore. So, and you have to be quick with the reaction times because you will get and die. So yeah, this game does have a lot of that. But yeah, like I said, about a week or so before the game came out on the consoles, they did a patch on the PC where they called it a censoring patch. That's what the people called it, and people were mad because the game had been censored. And people were kind of talking shit about the developers, saying like, "Oh, you guys are pussies. Why the fuck are you censoring our shit?" And the developer was like, "Look, man, like we have to censor this because if there's crossplay between the PC and the PS5 and the Xbox, Xbox and PlayStation don't want to see this content on their consoles. So we have to censor it for everyone to allow the crossplay to work."
Is that an option? Is that an option if you don't want to do cross play? Can you just still play, I don't know, whatever, the college campus or have
Oh
topless
no.
women or
All the maps are there for everyone. Everyone
okay,
can
that's
play.
yeah, that was my question.
Everyone plays all the maps. They kind of just got rid of all the like the naked people in the game. They got rid of the naked crackheads and the naked women and like they got rid of like the child pornography, like in the child pornography facility or whatever, where you go and there's two different places that have like that's that kind of content going on, right? Where you're arresting people that are creating that kind of content. And one of them, you see like photos, like in a photo studio that's being developed, or you'll see photos on the wall of kids, and they had to censor those photos or kind of change them up a little bit. The consoles were saying they were too uh, inappropriate for the console, so they had to do some patches to certain stuff like that. But the biggest thing that they did was they patched the naked people. So that's what they're saying. Like that's the biggest patch we did was we patched the naked people. Like that was the biggest thing we had to censor. That was the biggest thing. Like everything else, we did censor a little bit of some other shit, but that was the biggest one. Was that the naked people in the game had to be censored. It's just not allowed on consoles. It's just not a thing. You cannot do it. Like you know, we had to do it, and that's what we did. And you know, so whatever. There is crossplay enabled and disabled. You can do either or on the PC and on consoles. You can go in and disable the crossplay or enable it. I have it enabled, and I was able to play with a lot of people actually on PlayStation or whatever and Xbox. Um, Throughout the week, did a few missions.
Yeah,
And
Venerholic's been playing it. I think I don't know if he got like an early copy of it or whatever, but I know he was playing this a while ago. So maybe he got like some early access to it.
I don't know. No, the game is already out. It's already out on consoles. It came out this last Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, but I
So,
swear he was playing it before, but I could be wrong. I'll reach out to him.
yeah, and he said that he's been playing it. But I see that
Maybe
he
it
was
was a
playing.
beta. Might have been a beta.
I see that he was playing the single player campaign. Now I don't play the single player just because I just don't have the patience to control the other AI people and like command them on what to do. I don't don't have that patience in me anymore. I guess I don't know. It's slow enough as it is on the multiplayer, and then when you play on the single player, it's like slower than that. So like you have to really go through the map and like be really slow and really cautious, and it kind of takes a long time to do a mission in the single player.
Hmm.
So I'm not really big into the single player, but I do enjoy the multiplayer, and that's kind of what I've been doing. And they added some new maps to this as well when the console came out. The console versions came out. They added I want to say 2 new maps to the game. One's like a 7-Eleven. It looks like no. One's a Mexican restaurant. It looks like a fast food Mexican place, and then the other one is like a house, like some kind of house, where these gangbangers are holed up, and you got to go in there and take them out. So yeah, but yeah, been playing a little bit of that, a little bit of Ready. Still a fun game. Still holds up. Still runs really good on the PC. Besides that, though, besides Northern and Ready or Not, I did play a little bit of Call of Duty this week. Kind of went back to it. Played on some new maps, and yeah, it's Call of Duty. I mean, nothing really.
You're
has
still playing
changed.
that. People are still playing that, huh? I've been seeing it less and less, and people always tend to like, when like, so now we're at what, like Modern Warfare 6. Like I notice people, as long as the game's been out, like they kind of go back to Warzone. Like, okay, it's still Call of Duty, but I'm playing a different version, just the free one. Like, yeah, or they'll just keep playing like the fucking shipping container map or something,
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. Like, as the player count goes down. So.
But yeah, I've been playing it. It was fun. It was Call of Duty. I mean, I did pretty decent. I did pretty bad in one match, and then played a few other matches. Started doing pretty good. I noticed Beavis and Butthead everywhere. Those fuckers are everywhere. Like,
did you get the skins for them or what? Or did you buy any recent skins?
No, I haven't bought no more skins. I'm not going to because the new Call of Duty is coming out already. I don't want to. I know even though like they might carry over to the new one, I still don't want to. But yeah, it's a lot of like if you think about it, people have I know there's somebody out there that has probably bought everything on Call of Duty. It has to be an insane amount of money they spent on it. It has to be
sure.
it has to be like over $1,000 they spent on it. Just
Probably
this.
Of course.
That and Fortnite, between those two games, the amount
and
of
Roblox, right? Like those two games, like yeah.
I can see Fortnite because Fortnite lets you use any skin anytime. Call of Duty doesn't. Call of Duty will like they'll lock skins to a certain game, and then you won't be able to comes out. Which they gotten better over the years. In the last two or three Call of Duties, the skins have been carrying over. So I have seen like my Homelander skin that I can still use that I bought a few years ago. I can still use some of the skins that I bought a few years ago in the game, but like it's not as good as Fortnite. Where Fortnite, no matter what you've bought, if you bought something in season 1, you still have it now in season 15 or whatever the fuck. It's still there. You know what I mean? Like they don't get rid of it. Whereas Call of Duty does. Call of Duty will be like, oh no, this is not compatible with this game. Like you have to, you have to go and play Modern Warfare 2 to use this skin or whatever. Like this is a Modern Warfare 2 skin. This is not a Modern Warfare 3 skin.
But I guess
how dare you?
Like Fortnite, that's how Fortnite makes their money, right? Because it is a free game, so they need to keep that in there.
Yeah. So Fortnite does it better.
I was going to say real quick, Mayo. I was reading today, going through some articles that they're giving away. I think it's a Corvette. So if you go play Fortnite, you get that for the summer bash or something. You can get your Corvette, buddy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, you're a Chevy guy.
Some 10-year-old to win a Corvette. That'd be.
But besides all that, I did play some more Death Stranding 2. I'm pretty far into the game now. Gunny, I just delivered the casket. It's what I just literally did.
Me too. I did that yesterday.
I delivered the casket, and then I also have you had the cutscene with the pizza guy?
Oh, that was super cool. I was not expecting that. That was like, huh? What's going on right now? That was super fucking cool. That dude came out like a fucking ninja, and they just started going at it like, what would be a good comparison? Like whether it be a movie or something.
I
Like
don't know. It was like a karate movie, bro. It was
dude,
fucking cool.
he came
though.
out like crouching fucking tiger, fucking throwing fucking
Yeah.
pizzas at fucking Sam, and he's like punching the refrigerators and fucking and then Mayo, like this was fucking hilarious. So the guy, like, I don't mean to steal your thunder on that one, Jesus, but that was so cool because then like he's ready to whack Sam with the fucking pizza scooper or whatever, like take his head off, and like Sam's like, oh, there's a pizza in the oven, why don't you? And he's like, but so the pizza guy's like, oh, do not fucking, the pizza is sacred, do not ever destroy the pizza. Like, and then he scoops the fucking pizza, puts it on Sam's plate, and I'm thinking like,
Do what?
he's gonna try and behead Sam here any second. Like,
so like in the
they try
middle
to
of
kill each other.
in the middle of the fight, the dude is holding like the pizza pan thing, or like the pizza fucking scraper thing that you load the pizza into the oven with, right?
Okay,
and he's fighting Sam, and Sam is blocking the hits with the pizza pan, like a round pizza pan. And then all of a sudden the dude notices like oh shit, there's a pizza in the oven, it's about to burn. So they stop the fighting for a second. They're kind of looking at each other, and the dude kind of goes into the oven with the thing, and he kind of with the pizza, and he pulls it out, and he puts it on the pan for Sam. And then Sam's like, "Oh well, fuck it, I'm gonna try a piece," because he like slices it for him, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna try a piece." So he tries a piece, and he's like, "Fuck, this is really good."
Yeah, he goes, what did he say? Like, damn. He's like, damn. Like he had another slice. Yeah.
He ate like the whole pizza, and then the dude just kind of like loads another pizza into the oven, and he's like, "Be Sam, sorry about the fighting." He's like, "I just gotta protect myself, you know."
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You must be Sam.
And he said,
yeah.
He said, "No one gets in the way of me making pizzas," or some shit like that. And it sounds like, "Oh," okay. And he's like, "Yeah," like he's like, "The pizza is sacred. Like no one's allowed to get in between me making my pizza, and like the pizza must always be protected and sacred."
Yeah,
if
like he goes on and on about it. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that scene, you guys might be too young. And this was something that my mother used to love, was the Pink Panther movies. And I don't know if it was the first Pink Panther movie where basically Peter Sellers, my gosh, I actually remember his name. And do you remember this, Mayo? Did you ever watch any of those old movies of
It's
the Pink
been a
Panther?
long time. Like I watched them, but I was younger and I don't remember them that well.
Yeah, and I think it was a scene where he's fighting this other guy, like, you know, because like Peter's, the Pink Panther is like supposed to be like I don't know if he's like a James Bond. I guess he is, right? It's more of a comical James Bond, and they're just beating the shit out of each other. Or I think the guy was like a ninja or something, right? Like it could have been like his, like his counterpart or whatever. So they're just like going at it. Like they're throwing shit around the house and everything. And then the phone rang, and he's like, "Are you going to get that?" He's like, "Yeah, let me go get the phone." Like they just stop fighting, so he can go answer the phone. And Peter Sellers Pink Panther just waiting, So it kind of reminded me of that. Like, yeah, like I wonder if that's an ode to the Pink Panther. So yeah, like that was super cool. So yeah, because you were fighting some guys, like actually fighting some bad enemies, in the door next to the pizza guy. So yeah, like it just kind of continued on, like, yeah, once you open the door. Oh, Mayo. And then you unlock rubbery pizza as like you can use that to knock enemies out now. So now that's an actual weapon.
So it's a weapon.
Yeah, it's a weapon. I haven't used it yet. I've just been using, a lot of assault rifles, but yeah, grenade launchers on enemies, but I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it's supposed to work really good against armored enemies. So if you walk up behind them,
if you hit him right in the face, right, or something, you got to get him in the headshot.
Yeah, you hit him in the head, they'll get knocked out or by your rubber pizza.
It's a rubbery pizza dough, man. He said you'll knock if you get the take on him, like if you come up stealthy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that game is fucking weird. It's a lot of shit.
It sounds like it's like a weird change of pace what I would expect in a game.
But yeah, I've been on that game. I've been doing a lot of side quests. I've been trying to build the roads up because I found a lot more roads that I can build. So I've been just like going from facility to facility to facility, transferring more materials, grabbing more materials and trying to drive around and build these roads. And it's getting kind of hard because like these places are really far away from each other, and the road places are really far in the middle of nowhere. And there's usually a lot of BTs in some of these areas. So I'm like having to fight all these fucking BTs, fucking trying to deliver the fucking material over there. And then I'll end up destroying some of my cargo because I'll crash into shit because I'm driving on the fucking cliffs or whatever, like on these rocks, and my car will crash into shit. And then I'm like, fuck. So it's kind of becoming a little bit hard. Yeah, but I'm still playing the game and still enjoying it quite a bit. Like I said, I've unlocked a lot of cool stuff. I got a lot of cool gear, a lot of cool weapons, and a lot of cool shit. But yeah, a lot of my gear gets destroyed. Like I had like probably gear for like I had delivery cargo for like 7 different places that I had to go to deliver this cargo. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just pick it all up and do it all as I go down the map. And something happened in an area where I ran into an enemy camp right next to the pizza place. There's a big camp there. And I started fucking deploying my robot dogs. Do you have the robot dog, Gunny?
No, I don't have that yet.
Oh, well, it's a cool weapon, bro. So this is like, think of it like it's like a robot.
Well, it's the little red thing, right? That attacks you. Like that's
kind of, but you have one now, and then you can
cool.
deploy. So you deploy it, and that fucker will chase people down, and it'll blow up next to them, and it'll like knock them out. It'll like electrocute them or whatever, and knock them out based on like you'll even take out their vehicles. They're in a fucking car, and the car is coming at you, and you throw that fucker at them. It'll run at their car and blow up their whole car and electrocute everyone in the car. So it's a really cool weapon, and I was like, I gotta test this out. So I had like 7 of them. I put them all in my backpack.
Oh shit, that's right. You can carry multiples. Yeah.
I parked my car like up the thing, and then I fucking ran down there, and I started throwing the fucking dogs out, and I started shooting at the enemies. They all started coming running at me, and them dogs fucked them up. I'm like, damn. But then someone threw a grenade on my car, and it blew up next to my car, and it said, all your cargo has been destroyed, like all your deliveries.
Yeah.
It's like, destroy. It said, fail. I'm like, fuck. I just lost like cargo for like 7 fucking deliveries right there. I was so mad. I'm like, so frustrated when that happens. You're like, fuck, now I have to redo all those deliveries, go and get all that cargo back, go and find, because a lot of it you have to go find. It'll be like, go find this cargo over here and then deliver. So it's a lot of like, fuck, now I have to go find all this cargo again and fight all these fucking BTs again. And then I gotta fight those stupid red BTs now, the ones that like you can't kill with any weapon. You have to cut the umbilical cord. Those things are
I don't think I've experienced those yet.
You haven't experienced the red BTs? The red BTs are like annoying.
Are those the ones with like the actual cutscene and like you're just fighting the one enemy, right?
No, these are just BTs on the map. They're fucking red. They're like red and gold. They're like fucking.
Oh yeah. The gold ones. Yeah, I think I just consider them gold.
You can't fucking kill them. You can't.
No, not until like they'll and then they'll have like the 5 golden guys or 7 golden fucking zombie dudes come grabbing you, and you got to press circle to fucking like try to get out of it. And then I shoot all of them, and then the fucking like it's kind of like he's like. I don't know, like they're still kind of flying around.
No.
So I probably haven't ran into him yet. You got to remember, I've only been in Australia. I haven't gone back to Mexico.
You're talking about someone else. I'm talking about the red BTs. These fucking red things are, you throw grenades at them, it doesn't do anything to them. You shoot at them, they don't get any damage. You throw anything at them, it just does nothing but piss them off. So the only way to kill these things is you have to sneak up behind them, and you have to go really slow. And you have to hold your breath, because you cannot, if you don't hold your breath while you're sneaking up behind them, they will try or grab you and then start a big BT fight. So you got to sneak up behind them, hold your breath, try to walk up there, hold your breath, and then boom, you have to cut the umbilical cord by hand. And then it's like, okay, do the next one. It's like, oh, fuck. And on top of that, there's those BTs and there's like regular BTs all around them. So then the regular BTs can get killed with grenades. And then they can't. So like there'll be a lot of like there was an area where I had like I want to say like 20 BTs, and like I want to say there was a really, really big one in the middle of the area, and there was like a bunch of like maybe 5 of the red ones and a bunch of the regular ones, and it took me like probably a good like 10 minutes to clear that whole area out because it was just like, you're sneaking, trying to get close, you're trying to like see what the fuck is who's what, who's who, and it gets really hard, man, especially because it's raining and it's dark.
Yeah. Right. It gets dark. Like, that's when it kind of lets you know, like, there's BTs in the area, and then everything gets dark, Not pitch black, but dark enough to where you're like, all right, you're fucking hitting, L1 or whatever, like, or L2. Like, all right, trying to scan where the fuck are these things?
It became really hard.
But I guess the good thing, I'll just say the good thing about that, Jesus, like, let's say when you're in an area, I don't know about the red ones, but the regular ass BTs, where I think it pops you off of your whatever you're driving, right? Like, once it detects you, like, I think your fucking vehicle starts sinking, and then you automatically get off. But at the end of the fight, all your shit is outside of your vehicle, but it's all like intact, so nothing's been destroyed. Like, so that's good. Nothing the BT destroyed. Like, it kind of resets it in a way. Like, hey, you won. All your shit's here, but it's outside the vehicle. You just have to put it back in.
Yeah, I kind of hate that because I'm always carrying a lot of stuff. I'm always carrying like extra guns and extra materials for building the roads. Like I said, my goal is to build all the roads in this game, and I've built a lot of roads. But I'm still trying to build more, and I have like these half-ass built roads everywhere. Like, I probably have like 7 areas where these stupid fucking little fucking road builder things are at, or I have to go and deliver more materials. But it's like, this one needs 50 ceramic, this one needs 500 ceramic, this one needs 100 metals, that one needs 300 metals, this one needs 1,000 ceramics. So I have to go like everywhere around the fucking map to get all these fucking materials to deliver them around. And I have to focus. I'm like, okay, which one do I want to build first? This one or these ones? And it's like, okay, I'll go do this one first because it's cheaper, but it's going to take me 30 minutes to drive there from the other side of the map, or fast travel or whatever. It's going to take me a long time. So it's kind of like tedious doing all this.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why. A lot of the areas in the previous or the other side of the map, these roads that I'm building don't benefit me. They don't really benefit me because they don't, like, I have those places maxed out already. I have these places like at level 5 stars. I've unlocked everything at these places. I don't need to do delivery them anymore, to level them up. So I'm thinking, why am I building this road? But it's like a part of me is like, no, I need to build these roads.
It's like the completionist part of you in playing this game. Is that what it is?
I don't know what it is. All I know is in the first game, I built all the roads. I literally went and built every road across the entire map. And in this game, it's like I need to do that. So, but there seems to be a lot more roads in this game. So it's taking me a lot longer. And it takes a lot of materials, man. And the truck just can't hold. The truck just can't hold that much material unless I like have no weapons in there and no blood bags and no blood grenades. Then I could load more materials on. But then the problem is, if I come across BTs and I have no fucking weapons to fight them, I'm screwed. Or if I come across an enemy camp or some shit, or some random cutscene where an enemy shows, I tend to go into fucking areas where random shit happens to me. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, like these random enemies will sometimes pop up and fucking try to chase me down.
Yeah, I'm right. It's kind of annoying, but then I'm thinking, well, if they're not there, then maybe the game would be a little less fun. I thought about that, like, because you kind of know, like, all right, I know I'm gonna fucking run into some BTs here. Fuck it, let's go, let's do it. Yeah. Let's fight them. I got fucking guns or whatever. But I could definitely see that, Jesus, because I have not built any roads. Like, I've tried to, like, near a base where I'm like, all right, I put my crystals in. Damn it, I forgot ceramics. All right, let me go get ceramics. I need the special alloys. Fuck. I don't have them at this facility. Fuck it. Forget it. I'm just going to keep going unlocking more, connecting more, more places to the chiral network.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing.
And the thing is, I like to level up the bases too, because you get some pretty equipment and some pretty cool weapons from some of these places you fight, or you level up to level 5. You get some really, really cool weapons and stuff. Not just weapons, but you get some cool gear. Like I said, I got the robot dog. had I not leveled a certain place up to get that robot dog, I would have never got it. But it's like, no, you want to do these missions. This is kind of cool. And now, like, I unlocked the coffin. I don't know what the coffin is for. I don't know if I'm gonna have to start delivering bodies around the map. The problem with the coffin that I have, you can't put it in a car.
No, right? And you have to carry it behind you on a rope or something?
Yeah. So, like, the shitty part is I like to drive everywhere. Now I have to walk everywhere because of this coffin. I'm like, I don't want to walk everywhere because of the coffin. Now, I feel like that's gonna make the game harder for me.
I wonder if you could use that in conjunction with the carrier. Is that what it's called? The carrier that you carry behind you?
Yeah, because you could attach the carrier to another carrier, and then you attach the coffin to that, I think.
Okay. Because it kind of floats behind you, right? So it's not like that's, a lot of, well, I guess weight would be a factor, but I haven't tried it yet. So
the only factor with those is climbing up shit. Like going around big rocks or going up and down like jagged rocky areas. It makes the shit unstable and it'll make your fucking rope break or whatever. And it's like, oh, you have to go back and shit back up and go back up the mountain. So that's why I'm trying to build the roads. I'm thinking maybe I just walk on the road. It'll be easier for me to walk around places and not use up my battery on my suit. And
bring an extra pair of boots. Bring your sneak boots, bro. Bring your sneak boots.
That's all I wear is sneaking boots. The problem with the sneaking boots, though, that I've noticed is they wear out way faster than the trekking boots that I have. So I'm like, because I have like 4 different types of boots. I have the regular porter boots, some like hiking boots, and then trekking boots, and then the stealth boots. And the stealth boots I like because, like I said, when you run into those red BTs, you have to sneak up behind them. There's no other way to kill them. There's no other way to deal with them but to sneak up behind them. Now I'm wondering if I wear the trekking boots, will I be able to sneak up behind them? Remember, I'm playing this game on the hardest difficulty, so like the enemies are pretty like quick to respond to shit if you don't sneak up correctly. Like they will turn around on you real quick and fucking start chasing you and knocking all your gear off of you, especially the BTs. They start grabbing you and knocking all your shit.
Yeah, right. Like fuck. Once they hit you, like all your shit falls off.
My fucking gun. You're my
Where'd
fucking
my gun go?
Yeah, my gun just fell off. I need to pull out. Well, the cool thing is I always carry like guns. I always carry like 2 shotguns, 2 assault rifles, 1 machine. I always have like fucking 6 guns on me, dude. And if all else fails, if I somehow lose all my shit, I have my pistol. I'm like, this is like the last resort weapon. Like I have everything, but if everything else falls off of me, the grenade launchers, everything, I got a fucking pistol I could use. Fuck it, like that's my last resort weapon. But yeah, I'm enjoying the game quite a bit, and it's so fucking pretty, man. Like today, I was dragging that casket across the map, and it was like this like sand dune looking area, kind of red sand or whatever, and it looks so damn fucking beautiful. I'm like, this is so goddamn nice.
It looks so good on my OLED TV. Yeah,
I'm like, this is so fucking pretty. Like goddamn, bro. Like fucking like this. The level of graphics in this game are insane. I'm like, fuck. Like,
yeah, when you're
it's crazy.
So I went to that. I don't know, this chick, she's like an anthropologist. I don't know what, like some kind of fucking, I think she's a scientist, right? She's young, and then she's got that twin sister that kind of I guess they look alike, right? They're both blonde and they're young. I don't know if you've unlocked those 2 things, but one of them's up the side of a fucking mountain, right? And my motorcycle ran out of juice, Jesus. So, and I was kind of going the wrong way anyway, not too far. I was like, fuck. So then I had to make sure I had the package, that I had. I wasn't carrying a lot of stuff. Went around, fucking started climbing up the fucking mountain. And I'll tell you, Mayo, like, look it up. Like, if you've ever been to like some kind of like snow-capped fucking mountains, and you know how like you could see like that you could just see the cold, right? You could just see it like drifting off the, another 2,000 feet up, right? Like watching a cinematic fucking movie of like Mount Everest or something. And you could just see that like that cold shit just fucking flying off the mountain. It's really, really pretty. I agree, man. That's so nice.
Nice, yeah.
I love that.
It looks like a really good game from like just what I've seen of it. Looks graphically, it looks really nice.
It is. Yeah, it's fuck, dude. The game is so good. It's so good. I love it. There's so much things about it that I'm just like I have a lot of fun every time I play it. I'm just like, this is so cool. This is so cool. Like, it's stupid. I'm doing the same shit over and over, going to the same fucking areas because I don't progress the story. I just keep going back to try to level shit up, and it's like I don't even care. I'm doing the same shit over and over. Like, oh, deliver this package over here. Boom, boom. Your shit goes up a little bit. Okay, go back. Deliver this package over here. Go collect this from over here. There's some BTs over here. You need to collect some area or some shit from that area. Okay. Then I go there and deliver. Like, yeah, I just been doing that a lot. And I did see one of Gunny's something that Gunny posted on the map. I don't know. It was like a fucking lamp or something you put on the ground. It was like a fucking
yeah. I put
fucking
the lamp down.
lamp.
I put 2 lamps down. Yeah. I have gotten
I-
likes from that. Like I got like, hey, I got 50 likes, Jesus. Did you like it? Because I got 50 now. I'm up to
I
50.
may have. I think I went for it. I was like, I'm gonna go light this real quick. But I saw your lamp on the floor somewhere.
Yeah.
And then
I did that just for the actual like challenge or something. Just like the climbing rods or whatever. Even though, like some places you'll probably never use it, but I still put 3 down.
And then what else? I have had Bill Gardner like some of my stuff. It said Bill Gardner liked this your sign over here. He liked this over here. I always get likes because of the roads that I built. Like I think I'm up to like 210,000 likes on my like counter thing or whatever. And then, but a lot of them are because of the roads that I built. It said it'll be like this person reused the road that you built. They sent you a like, and it'll like 10 of those will pop up every time I log in. It'll be like, this person used the road you restored, or this person ran into your sign, or this person used your generator, or this person used your ramp, or whatever, or this person used whatever. Like, I get quite a bit of those because I do build stuff. I do build like I build like a ramp off of a cliff, so you can jump off the cliff with your car and not get damaged. I did that. I've done lamps, the little lamp things. I've done ropes on like when I'm like in areas where I can't get my car to and I have to climb up the mountain. I do put ladders and ropes down and shit, and like make it easier for people to climb up. Hopefully,
Yeah, see, since I went into the options and put C less, and then I unclicked the whatever the perk for more likes or something like that, or so now I just see so much less stuff. Like it's cool because it's less intrusive, Jesus. But like I don't know if I said this last week, but it's like, all right, I don't. There's like one bridge like a mile down the road, and there's no other fucking bridges where before, like, fuck, now that you had to deliver whatever it was, like, do not submerge. And I'm like, like, okay, well, I guess I'll go, shit, I got to go through the BT area now because I can't go through the water. Like, not that I would be totally under the water, but I know, like, it would say, oh, you ruined the package. Like, it got water on it or something. So I don't know. I don't mind. I'm going to continue to. I do see some things, Jesus. I don't know if I've seen any from you. I saw Bill Gardner playing. Like, I'm sure I'm going to run into some kind of generator or bridge or something, a road you built eventually.
You might, yeah. Because I'm trying to build a road by the pizza guy right now. Trying to build a road over there. Trying to build a road by the data scientist and the motherhood and the desert. Like, there's like a desert out there. I'm trying to build a road out there. So yeah, I'm trying to build these roads. Eventually, I will get to building all of them. It's a hassle though, man, because like I said, you run out of materials in a place. I don't know how long it takes for those materials to regenerate, or if they even regenerate. I don't even know how, because like sometimes I'll have a lot of materials in a place, and then I take them all, and then they won't have materials for a long time. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's that. Okay, I haven't been back there in a while, but there's that. The mine, right? That it has the tram that it's part of the actual mission of how you actually get it.
The problem with the mine though is the mine only gives you certain materials. Like one of them only gets you metals, the other one only gets you special alloys. The ceramic one, the problem with that is it's all the way at the bottom of the map and like the beginning of the map. So it's like,
yeah, you gotta build the tram first. Yeah, like
I gotta go all the way the fuck around to get this. Like it's gonna take and maybe I should just right now focus on building the tram line or whatever around the map. That might help, but it's like the tram line also takes a lot of resources. It takes that special alloy shit and a lot of metals, and it's like, okay, what do I want? Do I want to build roads or trams? I'm like, I'd rather build a road because that's what I'm using more.
Yeah. Me too. I've only rode the tram. Like I actually did kind of the so-called fast travel, but that was just for the experience itself. But I like the fact that it's delivering materials to the other base, the F1, whatever south.
The F1 always has metals or whatever. Like
right, because that's where the tram goes.
Always
default story.
But the tram can be upgraded to go to the F3 area, and then on top of that,
F4, I think. Yeah, it'll go all the way to F4 if you've not been up there already.
Yeah, it'll go everywhere. So like you can upgrade the tram to go quite far. But I haven't.
Because I was out there yesterday. That F4 is like, it's a cool ass building. If you haven't seen it, like it's huge. Yeah, I mean you only use the certain section, but yeah, I drove around and it took me forever.
But yeah, man, that's all I've been playing. I've been kind of thinking Mafia coming down here soon. What do I get it?
Country.
What do I get it on, Mail? Do I get it on the PS5 Pro or do I get it on the PC?
I think I would get that on the PC.
I don't know.
Big open world games, you just require a lot more.
Well, it's not open world. It's not open world. It's more linear. Yeah, they said it's linear.
I think Mafia 2 was the only open world one, right?
The first one was kind of open world, but like I said, it was
didn't they do like a remake or remaster?
Open world, but I thought they all were.
Yeah. Was that a remake or a remaster of that first one? I couldn't remember. I think it was a remastered one of Mafia 1.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna get it on yet. I guess I'll wait for the reviews or something. From what I've seen, is the graphics don't look that impressive. But I don't know. Maybe the gameplay is fun. I don't know.
Yeah, who is making Mafia? Let's see. Is that? I know it's like a 2K probably published thing.
Yeah, 2K is publishing it.
Who makes Mafia? I forgot the name of the studio. Oh, Hangar 13. So that is Hangar 13. That is in Novato. Well, that used to be south of me. Yeah. So the original Mafia game was developed by Illusion Works, which was later acquired by 2K and renamed 2K's Czech, right? Like the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Hangar 13. I believe that's here in California. All right. But hey, so I just want to kind of continue on, and we can kind of finish up Just Stranding 2 and kind of what I've been experiencing, how my gameplay's been going. It's like I'm just playing totally different than you, Jesus. So I'm not even like, I'm not building no roads, man. I'm just like going to each place, connecting everybody to the chiral network. I'll take whatever freebie they throw my way. Like I did unlock the fucking chirobite fucking little charm I could put on my bag. like okay, I guess like it's a little bit of a benefit of like they don't run away or something when you go to actually grab one in the world, which I don't think I've had happen. There's always one available that I can eat, and kind of I think that like increases like your stamina or your hunger or something.
You barely unlocked that? I've had those forever, like those charms on your backpack.
Yeah, I just unlocked it. Like whatever base I went to, like the first time.
I have 2 of them on my backpack, which I think that's the max you can put on your backpack is 2. I have one that increases my carrying capacity or something, and then one that increases my either my battery or my my ammo. One of the two. It's a weird one.
You're in the same area as I am. You're right on point with the story and stuff. So I forgot what base it was, but I think trying to think maybe it was that base that I mentioned with the scientist chick that's up on the mountain. I think she's the one that gave that to me. So just kind of like the default of like, it doesn't matter how many likes or like kind of, hey, you connected me to the network, you're awesome or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I don't know. I don't fucking remember. I went to so many damn places, but that was super cool. I did another mission with that Neil Vana guy. Remember when you went to Mexico City, and then this time, no spoilers here, but there was a second interaction with him. But this time, Jesus, like you actually get like more information about who he was. Like, I think you had mentioned last time, like, oh, that could be, BB's dad or whatever. I don't think it even talks about that. Like, it just talks about like how there's a connection between you, another female, and Neil Vana. So But of course, obviously, you kill the guy the second time. But man, him and his fucking team killed me twice yesterday. I was ready to throw the controller, Bale. I was like, fuck. So because like, it doesn't matter. Like, I noticed that the second time where it's like, all right, whatever, you fucking continue or whatever. And I want to say like you're really just starting over. Like it's kind of starts the whole sequence over again. And you know where they are the first time. But this time, Mayo, like I just went up and fucking like, just fucking grenaded them, you know, like because fucking the Vana guy, like, you know, he's a bullet sponge, right? So he's going to keep like reappearing. Like he'll just keep shooting you while you're trying to either, you know, reload your fucking weapon or trying to grab another weapon. So you're better off just because they all stand in the same place, you know, when they start out. And yeah, you just want to fucking grenade the shit out of them. And they're kind of like a one-hit kill if you grenade them. But if you're just coming at them with like, you know, an assault rifle or I forgot what they call it in the game, but like some kind of master assault rifle or whatever they're dropping. Yeah, like they're still bullet sponges. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I'm just like grenading everybody. And yeah, that's how I finally killed him like the third time, you know? And, you know, of course, they're throwing in things like, it kind of reminds me of Stranger Things, just with like that, you know, in season 1 and 2, whatever, it's got like the white stuff flying around and it's kind of dark and like there's like there's an area that begins to freeze or whatever. So you're moving slower, you know, like it's all there for the effect, you know, and they do a really good job at that. But it kind of starts you in that level of like, hey, you're underwater, you can jump twice as high or something, you know? I don't know, like it doesn't help you too much unless you're moving forward or, you know, running forward. So like, hey, I could jump higher twice, whatever, got a double jump, big deal. Like, yeah, I need to actually fucking move faster. So, but yeah, like, yeah, I don't think jumping really helped me in that actual map itself. So yeah, that part was pretty fucking cool. So, yeah, I just really, I'm telling you, man, like the story part of it, like you're just learning a little bit more, you know? So yeah, I like just being that, you know, slowly fed, like what's going on and what's happening. And yeah, like I don't want to learn everything at once, you know? So, but, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm probably 65 hours in, just sticking around Australia. Yeah, got the coffin thing unlocked, and you know, and there's a story behind that, and all this stuff, and yeah, just unlocking more shit. So, but yeah, I'm just playing on the normal. You know, I'm not getting too much stuff. Like nothing's really getting destroyed or whatever. I feel like killing the BTs is pretty easy with an assault rifle or, you know, using some whatever grenades. Oh, I forgot to mention, Jesus, if you're still there, I did unlock I don't know what the grenade is called. It's not called a BT grenade or the EX, or it could be like an EL grenade, right? Like, but now that one they say like, hey, that'll actually capture already like BTs that are, you know, like you've already done like a ton of damage to, and then it just says throw it in their mouth or whatever. So, and then you'll actually capture it or something, or you get these black crystals, or so I'm sure that'll either be part of a mission. So I've got 2 in my inventory just in case. I don't know. They kind of said where you'll run into them, but I figure when it happens, I'll be ready for it. Like I'll already have the grenades ready, and yeah, like I figured I'll just get them down in health and capture some BTs, and then they can become your own BTs, and you can unleash them on BTs. So that'll be cool to watch them fight it out. Like, yeah. Did you unlock that? Yeah, that's part of a story. I hate to spoil it for you. Okay.
But, no, I know it's coming, but no, I haven't unlocked it yet.
Yeah. I haven't used it, so I want to experience it, you know, without. Yeah. But yeah, that's been my fun in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Other than that, I was watching me play a little bit of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I'm playing that on Game Pass. I just went through the tutorial training session for it, but you know, it's got online multiplayer and single player and a lot of characters you can just choose right off the bat for the career or to use in multiplayer. Seems like a cool game. I got the controls down pretty quick. I would say like on PC where I'm playing, it's like, hey, you know, like when you do this trick, either left or right trigger. Well, shit, the left trigger doesn't work. I don't know if that's a PC thing or what. Like I could not land the fucking trick. I was like, what the fuck? So like, I'm like, oh, okay, only the right trigger actually, is actually working. So same thing with like, hey, when you need to get out of an area and you just want to continue forward instead of like, coming back from whatever, some ollie or something, like you gotta like hold the left stick up, right? And I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't work. Oh, it says either that or the fucking directional pad up or whatever. So yeah. I wonder if that's the same on if people have that same issue on console or just by default. So yeah, and then the other thing only thing I had to change was the introvert or the what do they call it, Mail, with your controls where they're I
They're
want to
inverted.
inverted. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm like, or introverted. Like, yeah. So then I had to quickly go change that because it's like when you're in these small areas, man, that camera is moving quick. So, and I'm an old guy. I can't. That's gonna make me. It's gonna make me dizzy. So, yeah, I went and changed that right away, just on the X part of it. So, but yeah, and I don't know about previous games or Skater 1 and 2, where you're just your board's always moving unless you're holding down the left stick, then it actually comes to a stop. So I don't know if that's a change or because I'm not a Tony Hawk Pro Skater guy, right? So I don't know about previous installments from like the Xbox 360 to now. I know it's changed. I listened to John on VGO talk about like it's got less offensive content in it. It's not good, like or whatever. You're trying to kill a bum or something, or hit him in the head with a skateboard or something. Like no, they don't have that in here. But yeah. So I don't know. Like I figured I'm coming in fresh, and it feels good, and the soundtrack's really good. It had like some thrash metal. Iron Maiden was playing. Like I don't have a full list, but yeah, it seems pretty cool. It's got some good music, so check it out, people. But yeah, other than that, Slay the Spire, Steam Deck, and yeah, that's about it. What about you, Mayo? What have you been playing?
I picked up on Steam sale like a little while back here. This little game called I seen it advertised as Kindergarten 3, and I watched a video on this game, so I'm like, this looks kind of goofy and kind of interesting.
You said
So I went ahead,
kindergarten?
yeah. So I ended up picking up the very first Kindergarten game. Like it wasn't very expensive at all, and I'm like, what is this kind of game like, right? So it is you're this little kid, and it's like top down view, and the first Kindergarten game is basically Monday, and you have your first day of school, and you go there and you talk like it has like five predetermined times. Like the first scene it shows is like before school, like you're out in the playground before school, and it shows like a teacher, and it shows like a couple of the students that you would be in school with, and then it shows like the janitor and somebody else, and you can like talk to all of them, right? And they have pretty like basic dialogue. They're like, "Oh, I'm not going to talk to you because you're not cool enough." And then there's another guy. He's like, "Hey, kid, you want to buy some cigarettes, or do you want to buy like a yo-yo? Like you can." And you start off with like $2 in the game. And then if you talk to the other person, and it's like, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" Like it's this little girl, and she's like, "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" But well, you can't because I like such and such. And there's this stuff like that. And so as you talk to people, you can hit a button to progress the day, and it goes to like your first class. And you're going through class, and then again, all the kids are the same kids, but they're all sitting at a desk, and the teacher's up in the back, the front of this, teaching. And then you can get up and move around, and you gotta like it tells you have to pair up with somebody for like a project, and nobody wants to pair up with you early on. Like you're like, okay, whatever. But you can get up and you can walk around, you can interact with things. You can like ask to go to the bathroom, and you can go out in the hallway, but then there's like a person that monitors like the hallway, and so you can't really move around. But what the game does basically is it lets you buy things or acquire things, and then when you end your school day, it actually just starts back over. So it goes back to Monday. It's Monday again, except for the things you acquired the first time you played through it, you now have in your inventory. So if you bought something from the kid the first time, now when you go back into the playthrough the next day, even though it's still that same day repeating itself, you have new items. You can interact with the other people better. It's like the one kid is like, "Oh, you're not cool enough, to talk to me," and then you can give him a pack of cigarettes, and all of a sudden he thinks you're cool now, and then he'll have more dialogue for that character, and so then it gives you more options, and as you go out throughout the day, different things will happen with different characters, and you just basically are trying to survive your first day of school. And then from my understanding of this game, if you buy like the second one, it's actually like your second day of school. It's like a Tuesday now instead of Mondays over and over, but it's a different school. It puts you in a different school because you end up getting transferred. So it kind of like has a whole new concept behind it. But they made 3 of those, so like the third one now is officially Wednesday on that game, and it's like you're basically going through the same Wednesday over and over and over.
Like a
And you just
Groundhog Day situation,
yeah, it's like a Groundhog's Day kind of thing,
except except you keep stuff in your inventory, right?
yeah, you're carrying everything over that you're learning or you're discovering. I know, like the one time I went to the cafeteria, it was during lunch, right? And the chef is serving food. Well, the janitor is also selling food, and you can talk to the janitor, and he's like, or the chef was wanted something, and then like I talked to this other girl, and this one person was looking for their glasses. I think it was this one girl, and the glasses you could get from the janitor by going and talking to him, and he was selling food. If you go talk to this other kid, he makes fun of the janitor's food, saying it's like really bad or something like that. And yet, if you go tell the
He's
janitor leaves his little thing over there and goes and kills the kid, and his
what?
glasses fly off of him. And
What the hell? I'm thinking the
yeah,
janitor
it's
selling
really
like
weird.
toilet cakes
And
or
so-
something.
And so then, like the janitor is sitting there with the glasses, and if you go back and talk to him and be like, he's like, "Hey, thanks for telling me that kid did not like my food. I didn't want him spreading bad rumors about my food. Here, you can have these glasses as payment." So then I took the glasses over to the girl, and she's like, "Oh, oh, thank you, and then it unlocks some new dialogue from her. So like, it has this weird stuff that happens. Is like the janitor is always killing people in the game. Like he beats them to death with his mop and stuff, and there's like an alligator in the playground, eventually, and you can like interact with it and it'll eat you, or you can send a friend over there and it eats the friend, and the game changes as it goes. So it's got some wild playthrough in it, but it's just like the more you play it, just the more options you will have. And it's very simple. It's very much point and click. Reading a
Okay.
little bit of
Yeah.
text. It's you can walk around and you just click, and it's like an 8-bit looking game. It's real simple looking. I would say maybe 16-bit. It's not as old as like a Nintendo looking game, but you just walk around, you talk to different characters, and you find out different things about them. But it does have some of that weird humor where they'll kill each other, or the janitor kills people, or yeah, it just there's
Yeah,
like this.
I was wondering what the hook was for you, Mail. Like, I don't know. I was thinking, like, all right, are you going to give like a crack pipe to the girl and she'll become your girlfriend? Like, does she like say next I want a gun? Like, I don't know. We're talking kindergarten here.
Yeah,
This might
it
get
unlocks
dark.
things. Like, yeah, it does. It seems like it gets dark, and you just kind of walk around, and like I said, you're buying things from this one kid, and then you can use those things. Like he said, he has cigarettes. He's got like a yo-yo. He's got like candy and stuff like that. And so you can buy it, and when you build up your money, and you have like these little. They do this thing where like when you talk to so many people, right? You can just hold like I was using a controller to play it. Like you can just hold down like one of the buttons. I want to say it's like maybe like left bumper or whatever, and it will progress that scene to the next scene. Because you can talk to people as much as you want, and you can just stay there for a while. But to make it go to the next scene, like the next like point in the day, you have to hold a button and it'll skip ahead, or because then because eventually you'll run out of options in that scene. But then I said it goes from like your day kind of goes from like before school to your first class to lunch to another class, and then like at the end of the day, they give you a recess / lunch, and then your end of the day. And there's all these environments that put you in and things. Like you can talk to people. Like the one time for lunch, I like was able to leave, and I was roaming the hallway, and there's like this person in the bathroom. I can't remember whether the janitor was in the bathroom again.
Oh, great.
And he was just in there
Or
like, and then
toilet
there's like
cakes to
this.
sell, huh?
It shows like there was one stall, and it's like disgusting, and the other two have people in it. And your little character was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and you talk to the janitor to like clean the stall, and he like yells at you. It's like, no, I ain't cleaning this stall, and you're just like, but it's filthy, and so like I had to do something with the janitor to get him to clean the bathroom stall and stuff.
Wait, I don't want to know what that something was. I don't want to know what that something was, Mail. We have a fucking article
Right?
about this later about people like you that buy these games, dude. Okay.
But yeah, it's a
I'd
different
probably
game.
pee my pants, Mail, if I was like telling the janitor to clean the restroom. Like, I'd rather just go outside. You're a serial killer.
Yeah, it's a little wild. It's got some weird concepts, but it's kind of fun. Like it just kind of you get to unlock new stuff. It kind of reminds me a little bit of not in graphics the way it played, but just by the way it plays. Remember Maniac Mansion? in the old Nintendo when you had to talk to certain people to get an item, and then you would go
Yeah.
back somewhere else, and you would have, it kind of reminds me of something like
Gosh,
that.
that's a game right there. I haven't heard
Yeah,
of in a
that's an old
while.
one.
But
And
you
then
said point and click. I don't know. I'm thinking point and click, but is it like a side scroller or is it like that
no,
donut hole game style type graphics or?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like the isometric view, but you move your character around, right? And then you just walk up to a person, you hit, like I was using a controller, and I would just hit A and you talk to them, and you just go through the dialogue, and then you can just finish the dialogue or give them an item, and then it goes from there. Or you can go to talk to somebody else, and you just move around, and you just
Okay.
explore what you can do with the background, how you can interact with things, because you can pretty much walk up to a lot of different things. Like you could walk when you're in class, you can walk up to a bookcase and you can kind of like look at it and see, and it'll be like, oh, there's nothing to see here right now, which maybe later on down the road, maybe that'll be of use. So I haven't gone into it far enough to unlock all that, but it's kind of different. The only other game I've been playing really was I played with Jesus is building some more roads. Jesus, it was Roadcraft.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
we had some fun playing that game. I remember Gunny, you talked about wanting to get this. I wanted to message you.
Yeah, and I never. The only reason I never did, and I know Ghost Nico's been trying to get me to get the game. It's in my wish list. And the only reason I never bought it is because I bought that PlayStation 5 and I've been on Death Stranding too. Like otherwise, yes, I would have purchased this game and I would have
Yeah, this is
been
from
sitting
your
here.
developer too. Like you love the road Mud Runner games and stuff. It's from the same maker. And it's the
Can I just
same.
interject for a second? Because
Yeah.
talking to remember when I was building this PC and I was talking to, I want to say his name is Darren, first name, and like we were just going back and forth on like, hey, what's good for PCs, and I know he recently built one when I did or around the same time, and we're just talking about what's a good monitor, what's a good keyboard, etc. And especially graphics cards, right? How much to spend and how much time or we think we're going to put into these things, so then like, hey, is it like a primary thing, and I kept saying, nah, Darren, this could be my primary machine right here. I'm moving away from Xbox, I'm moving away, like, even though there's an Xbox sitting next to me here, but like I'm like, just basically my point was like, no, I'm getting away from the console, man. I really want to get into the the high end, high fucking frames PC stuff and blah 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 blah. What do I do, Mayo? I just go and buy a fucking console, right? Play the
Right.
exclusive games that you can't play anywhere else for now. So yeah, like but it's been fun. I gotta say it, man. It's been fun just kind of chilling, sitting in a fucking recliner, and having your snacks there versus like actually sitting at a table. And yeah, so there's that. Forget what I said, Darren.
There you go. But yeah. So Jesus and I, we kind of talked about it earlier this week. We kind of picked up the game at the same time. We kind of both started playing by ourselves individually with the intention of getting together and playing, a mission together. And so we both did like the first mission by ourselves. We didn't realize like you could just jump into the multiplayer right away. We thought maybe the game had like a tutorial kind of thing, and it just kind of just throws you in there right away. So we could have just jumped right in multiplayer and played it. But so we were in chat and each playing our own game. Well, then Nico hops in Discord and he's asking us what we're playing. We're telling him, and of course we knew he had owned the game because it showed like his purchase history in there, that he owned it on Steam. And so we're like, come on, Nico, come play. So Nico fires it up, and then we all kind of like play through the first little bit. Well, Jesus and I finished our first mission. And so we decided to try to do multiplayer. Then we're like, hey, Nico, you don't have to do the first mission to jump in multiplayer, right? And so we figure it out, and Jesus hosts a game. And so it puts us all on the same map. And we all have our little trucks, and we're driving to the destination, and, we're figuring things out. It's kind of acting like Mud Runner at first. You get your just regular. We had little F-150 type pickup trucks, and we're driving, like on this muddy road and trying not to get stuck. And it's got some deep mud. You can do like this little train scanner and stuff, and it prevents you can look and see where the deep mud is and stuff. And you get to your destination, and then you like, okay, we get to unlock this vehicle here, and then so you have to use this vehicle. And as you progress through that, it basically teaches you how to use the vehicle, right? And then it's like, say you go to this crane. It's like, okay, this crane, you have to load it in the back of this truck. So you got to learn how to use the crane. And it's like a mobile crane, right? So it's like one you can drive around that kind of bends in the middle, right? And you can turn the crane and lower it and raise it. And so and Jesus would jump in that, and then like one of us would jump in like the cargo truck that can haul stuff, and then we'd have to wait for Jesus to load it up, and we're waiting forever for him to like, put it in the
forever.
thing. We're like, come on, Jesus.
Forever, like we're
He's
just
got to
getting
be
bored over here.
he's got to be the worst crane operator I've ever seen, right? Like he was borderline like, come on, Jesus. All right, you just pick it up and I'll back underneath it straight so we can get it loaded a little quicker. Like, but we were having fun with the game. You can kind of mess around a little bit. So like when you jump out of a vehicle into another vehicle, right, Gunny? It leaves your other vehicle still. So like we could jump in each other's trucks, and the first time we got this little thing, Jesus is running this big like thing that almost like you would use to move like cargo containers, like a big mounted crane that runs on like a pulley system, And Nico was parked right in the road, right? So Jesus is moving this cargo ship, a crane container across the area. Nico's truck is there, so he's like smashing it with Nico's truck, flips it over, and so then
Yeah.
you can use your pickup truck that has a winch. So I'm like winching Nico's truck and dragging it around, and we finally get them flipped up right and stuff, and we were kind of messing around with the physics of the game and stuff a little bit, and then we kind of took it more serious, and we started kind of like going through the missions, and we played a good Jesus, probably 3 or 4 hours probably.
Yeah, easily.
And we did a lot. Like we unlocked a lot on the only negative side I would say is it only unlocks it in Jesus's game. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
tells
Kind
us
of like
that,
the old
so it's like
SnowRunner
whatever we
stuff.
did, only did it in his game, right? And so
Oh,
it
lame.
does give us like an experience where I think I can unlock the vehicles that we used on my game, but I have to go through and do some of that stuff myself again. But we did quite a bit. Like you started after a while, there's like it became a lot of vehicles, right, Gunny? So you have like we had to build roads, right? So you had a dump truck that would haul sand. You had this like a front end loader or like a bulldozer kind of thing that Nico was driving, and he would have to level out the sand. And then Jesus, then the thing you was driving and put asphalt down, and then I had to drive like the roller that would roll it and smooth it out, and it made a road. And then like it unlocked this
So
area
it's
for
like
this
it's like you
town.
need. Yeah, I think I was watching like some reviews and some of the previews. So it's really like it's taken like 4 vehicles almost, right, to make a road. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it just depends. Like there's
Like a
times
real
where
life
like you only
heavy
need 2
equipment.
vehicles, right? But you can I think there's a limit to how many vehicles we could have at the time. So like one dump truck was only available, right? So we would have to like one person would be driving the dump truck, while the other person would be driving the load front end loader, or they would level stuff out, and the other person maybe was doing something else, So like you were each kind of doing like a job, and you could just kind of work together. You can also like cause a little bit of chaos, because you could like dump the sand in the wrong place. You can wreck your vehicle. I mean, there's different things that can happen, and they're not the easiest to control sometimes. Like the physics are kind of fun. You can get stuck in the mud and stuff like that, and there's just a puzzle to some of it to figure it out too. I know the first mission, Jesus. I know you remember you had to ask me a couple times. It took me a while to figure it out too. Is like you had to find this one like container and with your pickup truck, and it's up on this like scaffolding area, and you have to drive up there, and you have to figure out how to get it down. So you're like trying to do different routes and looking at it, and it's a little bit of a maze of getting it out, and you figure out how to do it. Then it's like, okay, now you got to unlock this, and then you can unlock some other things. But it got to the point where Jesus was working off in one corner of the map, and Nico and I was on the other side of the map doing like this
Yeah.
road where I was hauling all the sand over there to fill in the holes, and Nico was leveling it out, because you can do this like little like predetermined like route from one town to the next, and it would move supplies for you. So we were trying to unlock that next town, and then Jesus was way over on the other side working on some power stuff. But maybe I might have had a time where like okay, I'm waiting on Nico for something. I could just jump in a different vehicle over by Jesus and drive that vehicle. So you can hop around from the vehicle as long as there's somebody not in it, and then you can actually, you have shared money. And so you can buy like another vehicle if you wanted to, but you may not want to have too many on one hand, because you may not need it that much. But the game was pretty
Yeah,
fun. Like I
that's
had a good
cool.
time with it. The physics
That's
were
cool.
good. The I had the regular edition, and I don't know if Jesus bought the regular one or not. I know Nico said he did buy the deluxe one, we have a few less missions than the deluxe one, and maybe a different. Like I think Nico has like a special Hummer at the beginning instead of a pickup truck he can use. But we just got the basic one because we didn't know how much we'd play it, how much we'd enjoy it. But it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think those games are really fun with like, if I'm watching a streamer and they're playing like, 4 players and they're all friends and everybody's in the voice chat, they're always just having a blast, whether it's SnowRunner or with this game. And I haven't watched too much gameplay. I purposely haven't because I already know like stuff in the previews and the reviews and like, okay, I want to experience a lot of heavy equipment stuff, once I actually purchase the game. So,
Yeah, and they've all drove different enough. Like the front end loader was a little different. The crane, the mobile crane is different.
Yeah.
So every vehicle has a different feel, right? It uses the controller, but they all have a different button combination. Like the dump truck is super easy. Like it's literally just one button to raise the bucket or lower the bucket. And then you just have to drive and not get stuck. But other things, but the vehicles are really slow. It takes you a while to get from point A to point B and all that. But I really enjoyed it. It was having a good time with it.
Yeah, I'll just mention like in SnowRunner, and I'm sure it's the same in this one, where it just had like towards the end of that. I don't want to say the end, not the end of the game, but just stuff they added later on, like a couple of years at least, was when they did logging for the logging trucks, and that could be some tedious work where you're taking the crane, and it's got the claw, and you're picking up the fucking the wood and the actual poles themselves and loading them onto a logging truck, and then like getting in the truck, or if somebody else is not driving, you're just playing single player. Like, man, that was a lot of work, but that was cool though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of the way this is. It can be tedious, I think, when you're doing it by yourself. But when you're playing with somebody, you kind of mess around a little bit. You're kind of talking. You're kind of doing different things, and it kind of speeds things up, and it also makes it a little more entertaining. Not that, like I said, I don't think it's a bad game by itself. Like I had fun. It's relaxing, sitting there driving around and doing a couple of different things on there. But definitely a different atmosphere when you're playing with somebody else.
Cool,
But,
cool, yeah,
yeah, it was a good time. And
I get it,
Jesus,
yeah.
he was being pretty good about building the roads. He's becoming a pro at building roads, and I don't know about the bridges part. It took him a while to figure out bridges. We're hauling all this concrete, and all he had to do was do like one little thing, and we're hauling all this concrete, doing all this.
we like took like 30 minutes hauling all this shit over there to realize all this shit to build the bridge was already there.
It was like right there. He's like, oh, it's right here. I'm like, oh, but we
Hey,
all
and
can't be perfect.
the game's only $39, only $40 on Steam.
I
Not
think
a
you
full
can get it on CD keys for like
$70.
33. I think if you want to buy it on PC on CD keys, not much of a discount anywhere, but it's a good game. It was fun. Definitely worth picking up.
Sweet.
That's pretty much all I've been playing this week.
Nice. Well, with that being said, it's news time.
News time.
Speaking of news, let's talk about some the fuck. All right, let's talk about some news. Ubisoft news. So apparently here it says here that Ubisoft has announced that Charlie Guillemot, the son of Ubisoft co-founder and chief executive officer Yves Guillemot, will be co-chief executive officer alongside Christophe Durenis of Ubisoft's newly formed subsidiary with Tencent. Back in March, Ubisoft announced that it was forming a new subsidiary that would partially be owned by Tencent, within which Ubisoft would house its biggest IPs and franchises, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Since then, despite some leaked information and an official statement regarding where the subsidiary would be in the hierarchy of Ubisoft's global team and how it would function, we have not had a lot of insight into this new whatever fucking company. Now, at least we have a bit of new information, with the leaders being named. Christopher Durenis comes to the role after mostly being the head of Ubisoft's North American studios, a role he got into in 2023. Before that, he had been the general manager of Ubisoft Montreal since 2020. That's one of Ubisoft's more famous branches, and one that Durenis co-founded back in 1997, where he served the bulk of his time as an executive vice president of production. Overall, he's been with Ubisoft for 35 years now, and says that his focus in this new role is to finalize the foundations of this new entity clarifying team responsibilities while ensuring current projects and roadmaps stay on course. Says here, Charlie Guillemot, in a way, has been with Ubisoft his whole life. Growing up with it as the family business his dad and uncles had started, he properly joined the company right out of college, and after graduating with a master's degree in computer science in 2014, he was named the studio head of Alliant. The studio had been acquired by Ubisoft and was set to make mobile games, including Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, which launched in 2020 and was immediately met with controversy at launch due to its intro video, including imagery that suggested the Black Lives Matter movement was part of a terrorist plot.
What?
Wow.
I don't remember this.
Neither do I, but apparently it happened. Sister Ubisoft apologized, changed the video, and in 2021, Charlie left the company. He faced criticism from his employees who saw his appointment to Alliant Studio head as nepotism, especially considering that he had got the job just right out of college. In an interview with Variety that went live alongside the announcement of Charlie and Christoph as the new co-CEOs, Charlie addressed the nepotism factor, claiming, "What matters now isn't my name, it's the work ahead." He said, "Yes, I'm Ives' son, and that's not something I hide from, but my appointment isn't only about my family ties. It's about what Ubisoft needs at this moment. I spent the last decade building experience both inside and outside of Ubisoft, and leading teams, managing brands, and navigating change in a fast-moving industry. I also made the conscious choice to step away when it made sense and to learn and grow elsewhere." He says, "What matters now is not my name, it's the work ahead. Ubisoft is at a pivotal moment. What is expected of me is to help push the company forward by bringing energy, focus, and by relying on the incredible expertise that has already exists across the team. I see myself as someone here to contribute, support, and help create the right conditions that are in place for everyone to do their best work, and beyond that, this industry is where I want to be. There's nowhere quite like it, where creativity, talent, and technology intersect in such dynamic ways, and where you constantly have to adapt to new platforms, new ideas, new expectations from players. That's what draws me in." He says, "I'm fully committed to doing everything I can to make this work. Ubisoft matters to me as a company, as a team, and as a place known for taking risk. I know trust is earned and not given. That's exactly how I will approach this role." This is now his third official role within Ubisoft since he jumped from Alliant Studio head to the lead of Ubisoft's Transformation Committee, a role he was appointed to earlier this year. In between 2021 and 2025, he co-founded a Web3 and AI-focused studio, Unagi, which he is still the chief executive officer of, according to his LinkedIn page. Says here, as to why Charlie and Christoph were chosen for the co-roles, for CEO roles, father to Charlie and boss to Christoph, Yves said, "Christoph brings a deep production expertise and decades of hands-on production leadership in Canada on the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises, and Charlie brings an entrepreneurial perspective, a sharp understanding of evolving industry dynamics and players' expectations, shaped by his experience in game development. He has a strong product mindset and a deep understanding of technology and a passion for video games." So, there's that.
Yeah. I'll just say I'm thinking like, why would they get Tencent so involved? And I know like this has been developing and kind of like how much stake they have in Ubisoft and stuff. Like, and of course, I noticed there's no name for this new subsidiary. I did not see one in the article, but I'm sure, I don't know, there's probably something hidden behind the curtains on that one. But I wonder, Jesus, if like something we'll find out maybe years later, like not now, but they'll say like, hey, if we never had that Tencent money come in, we would have been in serious financial trouble. That's kind of why we had to do this. Or I don't know, maybe because they're experts in just video game stuff, and they had the funds to bring in, and not sure why they would bring them in. So not keep it within the family and kind of one company. And I don't know what's going on over there. So I'm not saying it's good or it's bad or whatever. I just don't know enough. Interesting to find out later on.
Who knows what's going to happen, with this company moving forward. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and we already know that Tencent is the kind of the way they operate as far as like, hey, they like to invest, certain percentage into each company. I know they own some things right out. I'm sure a lot of things, but when it comes to the video games space of stuff, like they'll own 30% of this and 40% of that and 50% of this company. And yeah, like that's how they usually operate. So interesting. Yeah. I think that's what it's going to be. Jesus, I'll predict that Ubisoft's like, man, we're in such financial dire, we kind of saw it coming from a mile away. Like before we got to that point, we needed to bring in this third fucking, or this, other fucking company to keep us afloat,
Yeah.
So, because they offer a lot more than just money, right? They know a shitload of stuff about how to sell video games.
Yep. And other news, move on to more news here. What do we still have here? Oh, okay. PS5 Pro has Pockets, a native 8K 60 FPS game. That's right. Pure Pool Pro. That's right, Mayo.
Whoa, AAA coming in.
Pro. According to the developer Ripstone, the release will run at 60 FPS and native 8K Mayo. That's right. With no upscalers like Pisser Tech being used. The base PS5, meanwhile, will run it at 120 FPS in native 4K. So on the Pro, it runs at 60 FPS, 8K. This is the first 8K game, guys?
I don't know. That's why I put the article in, because that was going to be my question. Is that, yeah. Is it? I don't know.
8K. I'm going to have to buy it just to see how good it looks.
Why not? Like, yeah, I'm sure it probably looks like real life fucking pull on a fucking QLED OLED TV.
Yeah.
Especially if that TV's 8K. That's just going to look real.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So the first 8K
buy it,
game,
Mayo.
right?
Buy it. Let us know.
I like playing pool. Like
it's probably $20
when I was younger.
I don't see it being expensive. It's gonna be like $25.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be Well, it's just gonna be like full price.
It'll watch, and then it'll be free a week later on PS Plus.
Yeah, we'll be completely wrong. Like you want to play in 8K, it's gonna be $80.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
You gotta pay $1 per or $10 per K.
Hey, guess what? We added the PS Plus 1 month later.
Is this the first real reason to buy a PS5 Pro, Jesus?
Is this it?
Because you can do 8K
play
60
fucking
frames
pool?
in the game.
Whoa.
I'm stuck with the Hobo 120 4K.
That's right. Another news, starting today, Xbox insiders will also begin to see all their cloud playable games included in their play history and library right from the Xbox PC app. This includes all cloud playable titles, even console exclusives spanning from the original Xbox to Xbox Series X and S. Whether you own the title or access it through Game Pass, now you can find all your games able to be played via cloud gaming in one convenient place. Plus, your recent games now follow you across devices, Gunny. Whether you're on console, PC, or a Windows handheld, a new play history tile makes it easier to jump back into the games you've recently played within the Xbox ecosystem, so you can always pick up right where you left off. No matter the device, your progress, preferences, and play moments are always just a tap away, be it continuing a late night session on your laptop, sneaking in a quick match on your handheld, or diving deep on your console. Xbox makes it effortless to stay connected to the games you love. You can now find your cloud playable console games by going to the Xbox PC app library and select the cloud playable filter for the full list. For your play history, says here at the end of the jump back in list on the home screen, it'll highlight tiles with the games that you recently played on your current device, and you can play them right off by clicking on the tile. Says here they got this is for the insiders on the Xbox Insider program. I can't believe that program is still going fucking 10 years later.
You're the early beta tester, right? Like real quick, Jesus. So I did the Xbox, the PC Game Pass, right? And I'm like, you can see your Steam games in there. So I figured, okay, I'll just become an insider, which is like you just don't need. Okay, so you just click accept or whatever. And then it takes 20 minutes and it says, you're an insider now. So now it just shows like, hey, you've got 67 games installed. But it's funny, and it doesn't give a lot of details on your PC Game Pass, but it's that's kind of cool, I guess. But I kind of want to see what I actually have installed just on the PC Game Pass. So it only took me a couple of days and I was like, all right, I don't like this. forget it. I just want to know what's on the app itself, and then I just got out of the early access. I don't know if they did it a better way, like because I don't see no way to toggle it between hey Xbox or Game Pass and then like other or fucking whatever. Just put Steam. You know, they don't even put Steam on there. They just say all. So it just shows like purchase, non-purchase. Like, but once they make that better. And another thing, Jesus, I'll just mention it here. Like they have the this is feeling like Nvidia, right? Where kind of cool, right? That you know they're doing all this like cloud stuff, but man, I feel like next year that thing's going to be $25 a month. No, not even. Yeah, probably by next year. I don't know if I want to pay that much, you know, for the cloud stuff. But I guess there's people out there that'll pay it. I guess if you're getting premium and you're getting, you know, all the play cloud fucking anywhere on any device, that's cool for the people that like that. I like my game installed, but I don't know about you. I know you do more cloud than I do.
Yeah, I haven't done any kind of cloud gaming. I don't know. Like I said, it's okay, but it's kind of like something they had to do, right? Like they're toting where you're gonna be able to play games anywhere, right? So they have to have a way of continuing where you left off, and you know, just picking up and playing on a different device. Like it just seemed like it's something they had to have done. You know, so
Yeah.
I think it's a feature that has to be there for them to do what they're trying to do. You know, like if you're going to be on a handheld and then go back to your Xbox, it's got to have some kind of cloud saving
Oh,
and
good point.
register what you've been doing. You know, like if you're going from PC to you know your handheld and back to your living room when on your Xbox, and you know you're going to have all this stuff synced, and you're going to want it synced together because it's just make it easier that way. You know, it'd really muddy it up if it wasn't synced up.
I do think, Mail, that like I noticed like if I play on the console and then you know then you go to log on to PC Game Pass, right? It'll say hold on, checking, syncing, right? It'll be like we think there's a change, so let's double check. But
Right.
I think there should be an option to say, hey, real quick, do you want to sync from your other devices? Just keep it simple. Do you want to sync from your other devices or stop syncing and whatever play on this device only
And
or keep it?
I wish that was a feature like that all games have. I can't remember what Jesus we were talking about that about something. What was it? It was a PlayStation game, right?
Mhm.
We were talking about
Totally.
it and like you were talking about having to like go on and play it over. I think it was Helldivers. And we were saying like how we wish like you know most games would just have one account where you just synced and whatever you did on PC and PS5 would just carry over. Because I'm pretty sure it was Helldivers we were talking about. Like Jesus talked about buying it on PS5, but he didn't want to start the game over, you know, and lose all that progress he had made on the PC.
I think Ubisoft does it. You do have to buy it twice, but I think they do it now, which is cool, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, just like having that, you know, I think all games should kind of go toward that. You know, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what that involves. If you just have to create a sign in for each individual game or what, but you know, it's nice having that crossover
Yeah.
ability. You know,
Yeah.
and we're in an age
Ubisoft
now.
does
I feel
it.
like
Yep.
it's almost should be done with everything anymore
Yeah.
because
That's
you
kind
can
of cool,
play so
right?
many things, so
Yeah.
many
How
different
they,
places.
so, right. I think that next, you know, yeah, I think Microsoft, I mean, obviously they're already doing it. EA needs to start. Yeah, sure. I agree. But shout out to Ubisoft. I want to say they were like one of the first is they were like, hey, you do got to buy the game 2 or 3 different times, right? Depending if you're buying it on an Xbox, a PlayStation, a PC, Epic Store. But hey, guess what? It's all going to be there when you get to buy it in a different place, right?
Yeah, and I'm okay with
Oh.
that. Like, I wouldn't mind like buying, you know, if I had to buy the game twice or whatever to play it on my PlayStation and my PC, I'd be fine with that. You know, like Helldivers. You know, like if I had to pay for it twice to play it on, you know, different ways, that's fine. But as
Yeah,
long as
me
I can
too.
carry over my progress from one to the other, that's where I wish that all places would do it.
Yeah, because I noticed when that Ubisoft app pops up and it'll be like, "Hey, play Assassin's Creed Shadows," and I'm like, "Wait, what? I didn't buy this on the Ubisoft store." Oh, okay. It's just saying that, hey, it's connected to this account or whatever. So if I did, you know, want to play it, you know, over on the actual PC or whatever, I'd have to purchase it. I get it. I like it. That's a good idea.
All right. In other news, wow, this is a long intro here. Australian anti-porn group claims responsibility for Steam's new censorship rules in victory against porn-sick, brain-rotted, pedo gamer fetishists, and things only get weirder from here. Okay, collective shout. an Australian anti-pornography group, has claimed credit for Steam's recent removal of a large number of sexually explicit games and new, stricter moderation guidelines regarding such material. In a statement to PC Gamer, Valve cited pressure from payment processors like credit card companies and PayPal for this move, while Collective Shout touted their open letter and consumer campaign targeting payment processors for inciting that pressure. This was first reported by Waypoint, which has since pulled their 2 articles on the subject without any explanation. The article's author, Anna Valens, has alleged that Vice's parent company, Savage Ventures, removed the articles due to concerns over their controversial content rather than any error in the reporting. Collective Shout began in 2009, co-founded by a self-described pro-life feminist, Melinda Tankard Rice. Collective Shout describes itself as a grassroots campaigning movement against the objectification of women and sexualization of girls in media, advertising, and popular culture. To date, it has been involved in the following. So this is the following things it's been involved in. They were involved in unsuccessful efforts to ban Snoop Dogg and Eminem from Australia. They were successful in a 2015 campaign which prevented Tyler the Creator from touring in Australia. They were also successful in the 2015 campaign to pressure Target and Kmart to stop selling Grand Theft Auto 5 in Australia. They were also successful in a petition to ban the game No Mercy from sale, which ultimately led the game developers from pulling the game completely off of Steam. And they were unsuccessful in a petition to ban Detroit Become Human from sales in Australia. On July 7th, Collective Shout shared an update to its NoMercyChange.org campaign, calling on supports to email payment processors including PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, and Discovered to demand that they cut ties with Steam and itch.io over hundreds of rape, incest, and child abuse games. This was followed by an open letter from Collective Shout asking that they immediately cease processing payments on Steam and itch.io and any other platforms hosting similar games. Collective Shout later wrote that 1,067 individuals called and emailed payment processors as part of this campaign. It is unclear when Valve updated their term of service for developers, but the mass deletion of sex games appears to have begun on July 15th, judging by Steam's database recorded package changes. On the 18th, Valve confirmed that this was in response to pressure from the payment processors. Collective Shout on that same day claimed a victory. This is what they said. They said, "Since we launched our campaign calling on payment processors to stop facilitating payments for rape, incest, sexual torture, and child abuse themed games on Steam, they have added a new rule to their policies, plus removed hundreds of these games," the group wrote on Twitter. Melinda Tankard Rice wrote on her personal Twitter account that all these porn-sick, brain-rotted pedo gamer fetishists so desperate to get their hands on Rape My Little Sister incest games, they're now exchanging clues on how to find them so that they don't die. They don't all die overnight. In follow-up tweets, Collective Shout wrote that they were experiencing harassment from misogynistic gamers over the campaign, and that there remains 82 games, Mayo and Gunny, tagged with rape and incest, that the group will continue to campaign to have taken down. This is of a claimed 500 games the group took issue with. Those numbers do not add up, though. Counting up all the removed and retired games on Steam database since the 15th, it says here this website got 456 hits, but that includes double counts for most of the offending games, many of which were both removed and retired. DLC and demos for those games were also given the double R treatment, and a number of unrelated games that were taken off Steam during that time. It says here, later the day after she tweeted about the sick porn brain rotted pedo gamers, she also shared a long thread on the Twitters claiming further victory with Steam's decisions. The two retracted articles from Waypoint appear to be the first among the games press to point out the connection between the Collective Shout and the recent changes on Steam. A connection which is public knowledge by Collective Shout's own statements and not an allegation made by Waypoint against the group. It says here the articles remain available on the Wayback Machine, and it says here people have reached out for comment from Savage Vengers regarding the deletion. Anna Valens, the writer of the article, and two other Waypoint writers, Sean Sechaki and Matt Vatanka, have all resigned from Waypoint. They said, Anna said, I stand by all of my retracted articles, especially the Collective Shot ones. In fact, I checked every article's content rigorously, and I believe that the Collective Shout and its related organizations deserve further journalistic investigation by other reporters in the games industry. I hope more writers look into clear and obvious signs of payment processor-based censorship that are now occurring towards Steam and have occurred against Pixix or PixIV, HIO, DL site, Gumroad, Patreon, and other sites. They said this is likely far from over. Collective Shout is no doubt feeling emboldened by their second public success and their efforts to police content on Steam specifically. The games that we saw removed on this wave all featured risible content and suspect quality, but Collective Shout has a broader anti-pornography, even anti-expression remit that has been demonstrated in the past. So, what do you guys think? This company is out here to get all the porn, sick, brain rotted, pedo gamer fetishists. Get rid of those games.
Let me ask you this. Like, I guess if we didn't have this group, I don't know, like, do we need that group? Do you think in this space? I mean, this is an adult. I don't know. I'm just thinking Steam. I never go to itch.io, but I know what it is. And, there's a lot of good, clean little indie games on there. But I don't know. As I get older, I'm a lot more mature now or whatever, whatever. I can make fun of those games or what. I don't know. Yeah, like, I guess maybe there needs to be like a watchdog, especially if they.
I have the filter off on my Steam store, right? So like that stuff will pop up on my Steam, and it's on there all the time. Like every day, there's new games like that popping up consistently. So they just keep throwing them out there. I mean, it's just like really bad games, but they just do it for shock value or whatever. They just left and right. So I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to less of those being on Steam, but I also wouldn't mind like, okay, they're on there for adults too, but like, I don't know, it's a mixed opinion, I guess. It's like I don't play those, but like, it's you can turn that on and off on Steam, right? So like, and by default that is an off option. So maybe password protect it somehow so teenagers or kids can't get on there and do it. You know what I mean? Kind of like what console would do back in the day when they had that whole thing with like playing movies or whatever, right? Like it would lock a certain movie from being played or whatever. And they have a parental thing where you can lock out your kid from doing something on Steam, turning that on or something.
Yeah, and I can only imagine, like, I'll turn the filter off for a few months and then I'll turn it back on, even though I don't play these games. There was a few that I did claim, like, okay, nothing pedo or whatever. It was like that Lovecraft or whatever. Like, oh, it's a free trial, which I never played, by the way, because I never played those stupid games. I played it once, right? It came home late on a Thursday, episode on this show. It was just about like some furry fucking game. I swear. I still stand by to this day, Mayo. I didn't know. I knew it had like sexual preferences, but I didn't know it had mommy milkers in there. That was just the funniest thing. But anyway, so I digress on that one. Yeah, and I haven't even played one since, like in a couple of years. But I don't know. Like you'll see those games on there, and they're like some young Japanese character, right? Or they're portrayed as young or whatever. And man, I've seen some of the gameplay on some of those where I'm like, oh my gosh, like that does kind of look like rape, and there's like other fetishes or like some dominatrix style type stuff that would be, sexual violence, so maybe that's what they're, kind of looking at and kind of going after with, where do we draw the line? I think that's the question, right? Where do we draw the line on them releasing these games and saying, hey, Steam is always an adult account. and I'm sure Mayo, like you probably have it happen too, where I'll even have it happen where it'll say, hey, to view this game, you got to put in your age or whatever. If you're on a fucking browser or something, right? I'm like, dude, come on, seriously? Like, this is my account. Of course I want a CTA 6 or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, why do you keep asking me that every time? Yeah, like, okay, but I don't know. So there is that, right? Like, it's gonna, unless you went in there like me and you did and went in there and said, okay, unclick or whatever, so you actually see the games, right? So, I'm an adult. I'm not gonna go buy them, but yeah, at least I know they're there. What's available on Steam, and we do this show, so we do it for research, educational purposes, of course. Even though we never talk about those stupid things, but I don't know. Maybe it's good that they're going after maybe stuff that's really just over the line. I'm going to give them some benefit, but I don't know. Jesus, man, I remember doing this show about the GTA 5 or whatever like that. That was actually banned in a couple of different countries, not just Australia, but I think it was Japan and somewhere else. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not like the old GTAs, right? 2 and 3, where you were actually killing hookers. But yeah, I thought even Rockstar had toned it down in 5.
I don't know. I'm a little on the fence on this one. I understand the cause that they're after and what they're trying to stop, and I support that. But I'm also a person that believes that we don't need rules and governments and watchdogs stepping over all our shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in freedom of shit and freedom of choice. People can make their own decisions on what they're doing with their money. So yeah, I'm like on the fence on this one. I understand the cause, but like, I mean, I guess this lady might also, I think she's also going after like OnlyFans and Pornhub and other pornography sites and shit like that as well. I hope she is at least, and she's not just going after
Keep it
Steam.
fair, right? Like keep it, yeah. Like don't just go after video games. I hope, right?
I don't think they're going after Steam only. But if they are, that's kind of crazy. But I don't think they are. I think they're going after everyone, right? Like everything in general.
But does
I
it
don't know.
concern you, Jesus? With like, I understand too, because I'm with you on that. Where I do believe that people, this is America, right? This is the United States, right? This is not a third world or communist country, right? Like everybody has these choices, right? Own a weapon, don't own a weapon, do this, do that, or whatever. Like buy whatever music you want or play, like
have your own
same with video
beliefs to
games
do whatever. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I hate
but I don't know, like
pushing my beliefs onto other people and making other people think the way I do. I don't want that. I like when people argue with me. I like when people don't have the same opinion as me. I like when you are politically opposed to what I believe. And I like that. I like when people are opposed to when I'm opposed to what they believe, and they get like I like to hear people's arguments, and I don't know why people. Sometimes people don't know how to argue and they don't know how to debate. They think they know how to debate, but the problem is you don't like to debate. You just want other people to listen to you and care about your opinion only, and that's not right. I see it happen all the time. At work it happens quite a bit. With some people, being Trump supporters and some people being straight liberal, like Biden and Kamala supporters, and they hate Trump. And some people don't hate Trump. Like, oh yeah, Trump's doing the right thing. And then people are like, oh, well, why is he doing the right thing or this and that? And then religion comes up, and then oh my god, you got a fucking argument for fucking an hour between everyone at lunchtime. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't give a fuck either way. Like to me, it's whatever. I understand both sides. I don't try to argue on both sides. It's whatever.
I think one thing, Jesus, I think I can speak for all three of us here because I know you two. You guys know me. And one thing we never brought up about this article is that how you raise your kids, right?
Yeah,
right. So then what I'm saying is like, I know Kyle, like he's not, if he, my son, I know that like, hey, he's super into, I don't know. I don't always want to use Call of Duty, right? Like everybody else does, or like he's obsessed with like guns and wants to, you know what I mean? Or like, not that that's a terrible thing or whatever, right? It's America, but like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like he wants to make explosives. I'm just trying to be, you know, dramatic here, but it's like, hey, you know, like we're not like, you know, that's not how we raised you or whatever. Like we don't make bombs or whatever, or like, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I just think that, you know, maybe raise your kids, but I don't know if that's even an argument here, Maya, with when it comes to these games, or this is more of an adult thing or whatever. Maybe a different argument, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it kind of is. I'm like, I let my, you know, my kids kind of play with it. You know, my youngest boy now, I mean, now he is, you know, is 19, but when he was under 18, you know, he played what he was going to play. And, you know, I didn't really censor what he played, you know, but, you know, I just expected him to act a certain way and treat it a certain way, I guess, as a parent.
Yeah, monitor your kids, monitor what they're doing, and as an adult, I don't know, man. Like to me, it's if you're gonna watch porn, watch it. If you're gonna fucking jerk off, jerk. I don't give a fuck. It's not my business. It's your business. It's what you do, man. You know what I mean? Now, I get it, right? Watching porn that depicts children, fuck, you're fucking sick in the head. You need to go get some therapy or some shit. I understand that, but I also don't understand how this company could also just be going after all porn games in general. You know, some people may like those types of games. I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking judge. If they're an adult and they're playing an adult themed game with adult people in the game and it just happens to have sex scenes or whatever in it, and that's what they like to do and play and watch, that's on them. Why do I give a fuck if they're playing that shit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
So
give
do
a
you think
fuck.
this is more? Do you think, I don't know? She mentioned, I want to say it's a she because her had mentioned that, you know,
Well, it's
whatever
definitely
that
a woman.
article. Yeah. So then she was just talking about like how, I don't know. So this is maybe more comes into play more. I don't know. As a, she said she was a lesbian. So I'm like, okay, maybe, I don't know. It could even include like her religious beliefs or something, right? So then maybe there's that, right? That would be the argument against her, you know, to say, hey, you know, like you can't push your beliefs on us, you know? So
Yeah,
as
like
Americans, or
yeah.
what
Well,
content we
she
can
says
enjoy.
she's saying that gamers are being taught to be rapist and sexist, and that we hate are taught to hate women and to objectify women based on the way
Yeah,
women based on the way women are portrayed in the video game industry, and that the reason men don't respect women and rape them and abuse them and all that shit is because of the way video games are. I don't agree with that. There's a lot of video games that empower women. Fucking Tomb Raider, you're a fucking woman, like straight up kicking ass, fucking dudes up. The new Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote, you're a female samurai. Assassin's Creed, you have a female and a male lead. Fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, you're a chick, you're Alloy. The Last of Us 2, you play as Ellie,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
also play as the other chick who's even more badass. You know, like I don't think all video games are like this. I understand some video games have content that is explicit. I also understand that some video games may, I guess, I guess they get close to the line when the content is explicit and the characters seem young. But if you know, if in the game the character is an adult and they're having sexual fucking whatever relationships in the game, then let it be, man. The game is just a fucking game for some people, and that's what they like to play.
I guess
And
it
I'm
would
not.
be, yeah. I guess like I don't know, like, and Jesus, I really don't even know anything about the OnlyFans thing other than it keeps popping up on, you know, like on social media a lot. Like maybe they're actually, I don't know. Can you play the game and display it over there or Pornhub? I have no idea. I've not
Oh no, I
seen.
don't.
I don't think
I
so, right?
guess
I even
I don't
think you
know. I
cannot do
don't
that.
know.
Like I could, but I
I,
have an issue. I would take issue with that if it was like,
my issue
oh, come
is
watch all this crap, you know, or
my
you know, on
issue
these.
is overstepping the bounds of just you are lumping everything together as one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it's not the case. It's not every game that's an adult sex theme game or a relationship theme game is a child pornography game. That is not the case. You know what I mean? Like that's not the case. So what are we gonna ban King Crusader or Crusader Kings 3 because you're allowed to marry your sister in the game because it's based on history, it's based on the royal families and shit. People did that back in the day. You'd marry your sister, you'd marry your cousin to keep the bloodline in the bloodline. Is that are we gonna ban that game because oh, it's promoting incestuous fucking relationships, and it's promoting fucking fantasy bullshit or whatever the fuck. Like, should it be banned because of that? Is that what you're saying now? Like, we're gonna ban that? Are we gonna ban certain other games for the different topics they carry? Are we gonna ban Ready or Not because you're raiding a house and the house so happens to be a fucking child pornography ring house and you're taking the bad guys out? Are we going to ban that game because it depicts that?
Yeah, and then here's the other thing too, that that we didn't talk about, and that's the fact that like if you take like for example, now how are you paying for that game, right? So let's say for example you're using PayPal, right? That's where your account is tied to. So then what if like that pressure is now like so now PayPal puts a focus on it because of this group and says, hey, Johnny Cheap and 1,000 other people use their PayPal account or whatever.
You know what?
Am I on notice now because they're going to take my PayPal account? Like, you know what I mean?
You know what? No, that don't matter. If Steam really did not give a fuck, if Steam was really like, you know what, we don't care what the fuck people play, they would have been like, fuck you, PayPal. We're removing your payment service from our website. There you go. Guess what? PayPal just lost a lot of money because PayPal gets paid a transaction fee every time someone uses PayPal on Steam. Steam gives PayPal 5% of that payment or whatever, 3% of that payment as a transaction fee out of PayPal's money, out of Steam's money. That's not out of the money the developer gets. That's out of Steam's side. So the developer gets 30%, Steam gets 60. Well, Steam now gets 55 because they paid PayPal 55% of that fucking money, right? So like, or 5% of that money. Like that's how it works. If Steam really did not give a fuck, they would have just said, you know what, PayPal, fuck you. We're removing you from our site. You know who did that to PayPal? Amazon. On Amazon, you can't buy shit with PayPal because Jeff Bezos was like, fuck you, PayPal. We don't need you. People like our website so much that people will put their credit card info on our website. They don't need PayPal.
No, but Jesus, if you go back to the article, I don't know if it was about whatever specific games. They said that they were delisted, right? Right, Mayo? Like it even said
these games were,
article?
Yes, they were, yes. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like I'm not saying what I'm saying is, Gunny, is watch the line.
Right. That's where I'm concerned.
Listen, at a certain point, you cross that line and you start taking everything off because everything's offensive and everything is a fucking game that's against women. That's the issue that I have. Because not every game is like that, right, Mayo and Gunny? Like, do you guys get my point? I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm not for the porn games. I'm for watch the fucking line. At what point do you cross that line? You know, you took this many off already, but what's next? What do they keep? Because, they're not going to stop there. They're going to keep pushing Steam. They're going to keep telling Steam, oh, take off Grand Theft Auto from there. Take off Red Dead Redemption because it depicts women being abused. Take off Grand Theft Auto because it depicts women being raped and prostitution and sex shit. And, oh, you need to take off all these other games that depict sex in any sort of form.
Yeah.
Because it's porn. Take it off. At what point is it too much? You're like, what the fuck? You're like, whoa, now, hey, is Last of Us 2 considered porn? It has a sex scene in it. And
there's a female involved.
Mass Effect considered porn, Gunny? When Mass Effect has sex scenes and when you build a relationship up with someone in a game, you build up a relationship with that person in the game and you improve that relationship throughout the game in order to unlock a sex scene.
Oh,
and then you unlock a sex scene. Yeah. Think about Cyberpunk. You are building up that relationship to unlock a sex scene. You're not just going up to them and saying, oh, I want to have sex in a sex scene. No, you're dating that person. You're talking to them. You're constantly giving them attention. You're building up the relationship. And then, boom, you have a sex scene. Is that a porn game? Is Cyberpunk a porn game?
No, it's not. But it has a sex scene. But it's not a porn game, okay? Well, but I guess I would just go back to use that GTA thing because that group did convince the country of Australia to ban the game. I don't know if it's still banned or if you can or cannot play it anymore, but at launch I know it was because we did the article on it. I don't know, like that. But okay, but you know what does work, Jesus? Here's what does work, because these are like more closed systems, right? The PlayStation, the Xbox, right? These are closed systems. We have the ESRB for, well, okay, it even lets you know, like, hey, you're playing this game. This is an online game. It didn't come with a disc, so it's not ESRB rated or whatever, but it is still regulated by, the company of Microsoft, the company of Sony, right? So there are those. I think the self-regulation does work. So I don't know. I would leave it with this and just say, hey, Steam, just keep a better eye on, these games that are out there that might be, not safe for, I don't know. I don't know about safe or just legal, I guess, right? In whatever, place you're selling it or something.
Oh yeah,
So, not to say they can't put porn on there, but
you think consoles are safe? I'm looking at a website that says sexual content on Nintendo eShop. Oh, let's look at this. Hentai Girls, DJ Romance, Captain Blood, Fantasy Tavern, Sextet Volume 3, Postlude Days, Fantasy Tavern, Sextet Volume 1, New World Days, The Beastmaster Princess. It says here, Hentai Girls, Winky Witch, Gal Gun Returns. What else here? Got all these games on here, these hentai games. Hentai Girls, Sakura
okay, but
Dungeon.
Jesus, what? Okay, but Jesus, do you remember when I played?
Waifus, Pretty Girls 2048. Okay.
Damn, I want to play these now.
All right, listen, you got these sex games on Switch, Gunny. What's up now, motherfucker?
No, what I'm saying is, look. Okay, so when I played The Witcher 3, I bought it on Xbox because that's all I had at the time. And I think, I'm trying to think of it. No, it wasn't the DLC. And it wasn't Yennefer. It was the blonde chick. But remember, Jesus, when I had that, and then I think this was on Xbox One. And, this was like when Twitch came out or whatever, you couldn't stream that game because it had a lot of, sex scenes or whatever, or topless women in that game. And especially in that scene with the blonde chick, like, oh yeah, honey, she's showing it all. So when you go to take a screenshot, Jesus, when you did that on that, and I'm like, okay, every time you take a screenshot, it automatically, like on the Xbox One thing, it would say like, Gunny made some screenshots. And then if you followed me, you can go and look at my screenshots. Well, immediately, like, it put clothes on her, you know what I mean? Because of Xbox, I think because of their censorship, right? And, very clearly said, hey, like, if you do stream this game, that person's going to have clothes. I never tried it. I know I did watch it on Twitch, and I'm like, yeah, who knows? That person actually probably saw one thing, even though they could have streamed it a different way, but probably gotten banned, But yeah. But shout out to Xbox for doing that, right? Like, at least, like, if I had any children following me or whatever, like, who knows, right? I might have had them doing that. They wouldn't be able to see it, So
what else has this? You know what else has a sex scene? Cyberpunk, and that's on Switch.
Oh yeah, huh? And it's rated. It's probably rated M for mature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, I think that what I really think. I think that Steam, maybe they just need to do better to, I know, Jesus, I know. I think there's just an adult only accounts, right? And they make a lot of smut, and I don't know. I just think maybe they need to do a little better at keeping some of the really horrible things off of there. But maybe I only say that maybe because I can just say for myself, hey, this is how I raised my kid, and I don't play that garbage, right? And it's kind of like in the olden days, like you changed the channel if you didn't like watching whatever was on, So
listen, there's a game on fucking Switch called Inside Her Bedroom.
What? It's called Inside Her Space Bedroom? I don't know. It's weird.
Yes, Inside Her. The other title, like the subtitle, is Bedroom.
Okay.
And it's the $3 game. It's a sexual fucking content game. Why is it on Switch? Why is it digital? Why could I buy it right now and send it to my Switch, Gunny? And all I had to do, Mayo, was put in my fucking birthday, which anyone can make up a fucking birthday that's past 18. Right. Okay? Tell me that.
Tell this group that send it to them. They'll be calling Nintendo, and then over there at Nintendo they'll be like, yeah, they'll just hang up on her,
Nintendo will be like, okay.
I don't know who you guys are. Go back to Australia. Bye.
And I'm just saying, the journalists who got their articles pulled. Now, I don't think they were I don't think they were. I'm not sure they were like what they were doing with those articles. I don't know if they were criticizing this company for what they're doing with Steam, and maybe they're like me saying there maybe needs to be a line drawn or like like kind of like agreeing with them, but not all the way. Like saying like okay, where's the line for this content? Where do we stop with the games? Like where's the line? I think that's what those
Who
articles were
makes that
saying.
line, right?
I think these
Who
articles,
says
yeah.
how far that line can go? You know,
Is it this company that doesn't want anything, or is it Steam? Who the fuck is it? Like I don't. Is it the gamers? Is it the developers? Because think about the developers that made these games. That maybe made these games for they made it for money, obviously, right? But now they've been delisted or whatever. What now? Like they're like, fuck. We spent all this money making this stupid fucking porn game, and now it's gone. It's gone.
Okay, but go back to the article, Jesus, where it said, because I actually read it earlier today and kind of briefed over it a second time, where it talked about like, hey, the pressure may have come from these payment services. Like I said, going back to PayPal or Visa or MasterCard or whoever, right?
Yeah,
So,
but the pressure would have never been there had this other company not fucking called them and called them and called them and wrote them emails
but
and
they
wrote them
did.
letters.
They did. So here's my point. They did, right? They reached out to them and somehow convinced them, right? These are like, fucking whatever, child abuse, porn, fucking pedo, blah, blah, right? So then they look into it. And who knows? Maybe I'm gonna play devil's advocate here and say that maybe Visa and PayPal contacted Steam and say, hey, is there any truth to this? Like, what's up? Like what's the deal, man? Because we don't want to be associated with like, receiving payments on Spank Your Daughter. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like what's up with that smut? Like we don't, who knows? So maybe they did. And that's probably why Steam said, fuck it. We'll just, I don't know, whatever, just get rid of these games or whatever. Like instead of, moving them to a different category or I don't know, or
It's obvious the easiest thing for Steam to do is to just take them off because probably they don't make
that was the easiest
money on
thing.
these games. They don't make enough
Right.
money on them to give a fuck. I'm just saying, at what point do they start coming after Cyberpunk and Kingdom Come and all these other cool games that we like that feature some kind of fucking sexing in it or nudity or whatever, strip club in it like Grand Theft Auto? These games that are cool, we like them and they feature this stuff. What point do they come after them? Right?
You know what I'm going to do, Jesus? You know what? I'm going to send this group. I'm just going to spam email them the Stop Killing Games initiative. Okay? I don't know, right? Like,
stop killing games.
Right? Come on, killing my games.
We should put these two organizations against each other. just
Right.
Just fucking pit them against each other. Hey guys, go fight each other in court. I don't know. Give you something to do.
Yeah.
In other news, Microsoft has abruptly ceased selling digital films and TV on their Xbox and PC stores. The change happened abruptly on July 18th, where Microsoft confirmed that it will no longer sell any movie or TV and that no refunds will be available for any previously purchased content. Microsoft has claimed that the already purchased shows will be available to be re-downloaded going forward. A statement from the Microsoft support site reads, Microsoft no longer offers new entertainment content for purchase, including movies and TV shows on Microsoft.com, Microsoft Store on Windows, and the Microsoft Store on the Xbox. However, you can continue to access your purchased content in the Movies and TV app on the Xbox or Windows device. This move seemingly marks a complete shift away from offering video content 12 years after the disastrous Xbox One launch, which positioned the console as an all-in-one home entertainment device. Xbox One's relevant focused almost entirely on TV content. In fact, something that current gaming boss Phil Spencer has since said, with hindsight, he would have changed. He said, if you go back and watch the reveal, what you'll see is an event that was very much focused on an Xbox as a TV platform, Spencer said in 2019. We showed things like The Price is Right, for instance. In fact, I think the first piece of content that we ever showed on an Xbox One was a TV show. Microsoft support site now recommends that customers use third-party services available on the Microsoft Store, such as Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and Vudu, and more. Microsoft has not announced what sparked this change, but they did. Could be a result of the 9,000 staff that let go. I don't know. Like, it could be the fact that Perfect Dark was canceled and Everwild was canceled, and they're losing money, and they're putting a fucking $1 trillion into AI or some shit. It's a lot of money going into AI, guys.
Yeah, like
I always
Satya
thought it was
Nadella
a
has been
weird,
pushing it.
I haven't had that many Xboxes or whatever. When I had my Series X, like going to the store and it had a whole movies tab and stuff like that. I always just thought it felt out of place. Like, I don't know, like, because I have access in so many other places. And it's just
Yeah.
why is this here? So I feel like it would clean it up a little bit, honestly.
Hey, man, the Xbox was all in one, bro.
Yeah.
All in
like
one.
I would probably rent a movie once in a while. Like, oh, I want to see that.
TV.
And also, I'm sure was probably yeah, that was a terrible idea. That was, and I'm sure like with the movies and TV, like that probably eliminated a few hundred jobs, right? Of people that like were in charge of updating and keeping
Bro,
it.
the Xbox
running.
was so into TV that they even made games with TV shows tied to them. They had that fucking, what was that?
Quantum
What was that?
Break.
Quantum Break. That had like a TV show tied to it. Like, you had to watch a TV show while playing the game, and like that's how you got the whole story. Like you beat chapter one,
That was
Mayo.
Remedy, though.
You beat chapter one, and then you go watch the first, which was like a 30-minute fucking like TV show episode, like a 30-minute full on like TV episode with the same characters from the game in the TV show live action, and then you play chapter two, and you'd have to watch the fucking movie again. Like, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? It was weird as fuck, but they were like so into TV. That's what they were doing.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, that was probably went with a few hundred jobs. Like, well, I guess if we get rid of them, then we'll have to take off movies, and which they probably weren't like selling any movies anyway, or renting them
very
with
little at least.
Someone,
with
someone,
Disney
so many
and
options out
Hulu
there.
and Netflix out there.
Yeah.
Side of the
Someone
times.
out there was buying stuff. I don't know. In other news, a little more news here, gentlemen. Stop Killing Games initiative. Stop Killing Games says industry has filed false claims against the EU campaign as it surpasses 1.4 million signatures. That's right. The Stop Killing Games figurehead Ross Scott says serious accusations and false claims have been filed against the Game Preservation Movement's European initiative, accusing the campaign of violating the EU rules. All this comes as support continues to gain momentum, with the official EU petition having now surpassed 1.4 million signatures. He discussed his latest developments on a YouTube video. He said, revealing the Stop Destroying Video Games EU initiative, which he reiterated is distinct from the Stop Killing Games campaign and has its own organizers. Despite often being discussed in the same banner, he said had received a serious accusation from an anonymous source. Specifically, the Stop Destroying Video Games has been notified of a transparency complaint claiming that its campaign violates the EU rules by failing to provide clear, accurate, and comprehensive information on the sources of funding for the initiative, exceeding €500 per sponsor. Stop Destroying Video Games is accused of including a false, no funding declaration on their petition and of systemic concealment of major contributions. Stop Destroying Video Games, for context, makes use of the European Citizens Initiative, an official EU mechanism designed to provide a way for citizens to propose a legal act to the European Commission. In Stop Destroying Video Games case, the aim is to convince the EU to pass regulations preventing the remote disabling of video games by the publishers before providing reasonable means to continue functioning of said video games without the involvement from the side of the publisher. Stop Destroying Video Games petition has now surpassed 1.4 million signatures. That's well above the 1 million needed for it to be submitted to the EU for verification, and then potentially either progress to a public hearing or a full debate session at the European Parliament. Says here, the gist of the complaint is that Scott's work as a volunteer in the EU initiative far exceeds any reasonable volunteer threshold, and that professional time investment constitutes quantifiable in-kind contribution under transparency regulations. The complaint also provides evidence based on several seemingly off-the-cuff statements made by Scott and some imaginative maths that his involvement equates to around 63,000 to 147,000 euros in professional contributions, and as such, A failure to declare that supposedly significant source of funding violates the European Union rules. The trouble is, the figure mentioned in the complaint is entirely speculative, based on an assumed hourly rate of 50 to 75 euros per hour, generated from an imagined 12 to 14 hours work a day across many weeks. An assumed workload Scott scoffed at, saying that would have killed me. Despite admitting to focus on stop killing games 12 to 14 hours a day, at least on some occasions, maybe that would have meant something if I was professional and I had a rate for anything, he added, noting, nobody was hiring me for this, it's all volunteer time. Scott also stressed that he's just a promoter of the EU initiative and has no actual authority over the decision the organizers make. He said, it's only my perception that this is my one chance to fix the problem of destroying games that push me so hard. Ultimately, Scott rejects the claims in the anonymous complaint, noting he spent €0 on financial support. Moreover, he claims that destroying video games organizers literally asked the EU representatives if it was okay for him to assist them in the capacity that he has been since, or they asked him back in the spring of 2024, and they said what he had been doing is fine. So despite Scott's suggestion of potentially serious ramifications, the Citizens Initiative website only says the Commission will contact the organizers of the initiative to establish facts and ask them to correct any inaccuracies on their funding or support declarations. So they're pretty much saying that like a new complaint came up. They're saying this dude has worked so much time on this that it equates to him working a salary of 63,000 euros or 147,000 euros, and you guys haven't declared that. You guys are fucking fucked, because that puts your petition as like an illegal petition, kind of, because you're not following the rules. But he's saying like, hey man, like I don't get paid for this shit. I'm just doing it because I love video games, and fuck you guys. So I guess we'll see what happens with all that. I don't know.
Do we even know? Because I didn't follow it from the very beginning. Do we even know like what was it like? What was that one game that like set him off to go on this campaign of stop killing games?
Supposedly the crew, whatever.
Oh, that was kind of a big one for people. Yeah, that was a big one. I know that they faced lawsuits over that one. So, but okay, like let's say for example, the crew or Concord, right? Like, and I understand. I think what him and the group are trying to do is say like, oh, like not that I'm trying to think, they don't have to keep the servers up, right? Because servers cost money, but maybe have it available to where other people can have servers, right? Like there are those third-party companies. Mayo, do you know what they're called? Right? They're on Steam that you can go and have your own server, right? Where you pay $10 a month. You know, you usually get a choice, right? You usually get a choice of, I don't know, I can't think of what. I know I forgot his name on Discord, but you know, like he went and like, okay, just go set it up like through Steam and boom, boom. Like, hey, now the game's on, I'm paying the $10 a month. And like, I think that's kind of what they're going for here. So, but I don't know. I was listening to a conversation just a little bit today between Destin Liguri and David Jaffe. I know he made God of War, like the OG fucking God of War, but he's very outspoken. I don't follow him, but so like he was talking about like, hey, like so let's say if they did this, Jesus, like let's say if they said, all right, so the next fucking crew or the next Concord game, right? Games as a service, like we're gonna make it. Ubisoft's gonna make that game, or you know, EA or Microsoft's gonna make the next I guess they can't make Forza, right? So like let's say, I don't know, fucking the next fucking Gears of War 6 or whatever. So so what? Do we put a rule in there and saying like, hey, if you're going to make that, you now have to like relinquish services over to like a third party company? It's the law now, or it's a rule. So I don't know. That would be hard to, you know, I don't think that would ever fly, you know, like, I don't know, dude, if I ever made cars, like you can't tell me I can't stop making them or whatever. But if I don't have the money anymore, or there's no more interest, right? Like I can't keep making spare parts for it, you know, kind of fucked, you know?
Yeah.
So I see that side of it too.
In other news, with AI data centers' need for vast amounts of power threatening its commitment to be carbon negative by 2030, Microsoft has now turned to innovative carbon removal strategies. including one that involves sending human waste deep underground. That's right. The company has now signed a 12-year contract with Vaulted Deep, a company that grinds up bio-slurry, that's an actual thing, which includes waste from city sewage systems, and then injects it 5,000 feet underground, Mayo!
Hell yeah! Is that
At
how my
that-
next Xbox handheld is going to run?
At that depth, it won't decompose and release methane and carbon into the atmosphere. Says here, Vaulted Deep is described as operating like a reverse oil company. It injects waste into porous rocks using tech for fracking. The bioslurry also includes excess manure from farm fields and waste from paper mills, which would otherwise have been incinerated or gone to landfills. We're taking different types of organics waste, Chief Executive and co-founder Julia Reichelstein tells the Journal. She says, it's sludgy, often contaminated organic waste that today causes problems above ground. And instead, we take the waste and put it really deep underground for permanent carbon removal.
I assume that's where it always went. Maybe it didn't go. It went in the ocean. No, I know that they fucking treat it right before they put it in the water. But interesting, right? Because that's not. I don't know. I was thinking Microsoft Xbox, but it's not a gaming thing. It's crazy. They're cleaning up the shit, Microsoft. That's good. Good on them.
Says here, Brian Marsh, the Microsoft Senior Director of Energy and Carbon Removal, says the co-benefits of approaching offsetting emissions and removing waste attracted the company to Vaulted Deep, which he described as a waste management company that's become a carbon dioxide removal company. The Vaulted Deep deal involves 4.9 million metric tons of carbon removal. Microsoft has already bought 59 million tons of removal through other projects this year. So that's a lot of carbon removal.
Right, that's the carbon removal. I don't know. Like I thought maybe this article was going to go with like, they're going to use the methane to power some fucking server farm or something. Did I?
No. It's just trying to be carbon neutral. That's all.
Okay. All right.
In other news,
Microsoft.
Atari announces a special console mayo for you boomers, Gunny.
Uh-oh.
An Atari
Another
50
one?
And an Atari 50 DLC for Pac-Man's anniversary. That's right. The Atari and Namco collection is a collaboration between Atari and Bandai Namco. The main item is the Atari 2600 Plus Pac-Man Edition, a re-release of the iconic console in bright yellow, and it's available for pre-order now for $169.99. The console bundle also includes a Pac-Man double feature, which includes Pac-Man 7800, a brand new arcade-style version of the original game, and Pac-Man 2600, the first home console release of the game. During San Diego Comic-Con, Atari will distribute 1,000 exclusive golden box editions of Pac-Man Double Feature. Each $99.99 collector set includes a 2-in-1 cartridge and one of 5 Ghost or Pac-Man colors: red, blue, pink, orange, or yellow, plus a limited edition patch and pin. Alongside this, the collection will include the CX40 wireless joystick in 5 colors to represent Pac-Man, Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde. The joysticks cost $39.99 each. The collection is available for pre-order now on the Atari website, and they also announced a new DLC for Atari 50, the Namco collection. The DLC will be released for $7.99 later this year, which will include Pac-Man 2600, Galaga, Dig Dug, Xavius, Galaxian, and more. It says here, working with Atari once again and helping reignite our history of collaboration to bring joy to video game fans worldwide is an incredible honor, said Karim Farghali, which is the Senior Vice President of Business, Innovation, and Licensing at Bandai Namco America. And together, we've built a legacy filled with groundbreaking milestones, and the Atari Pac-Man collection perfectly honors the timeless spirit of Pac-Man, blending nostalgia with fresh experiences to reconnect new and existing fans with one of gaming's most iconic characters. I mean, the console looks kind of cool. It's yellow, bright as yellow.
It is. It's a good-looking console.
And it has the little Pac-Man logos in the front, Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
It has Pac-Man being chased by the ghost, and the little lights that light up are like what little Pac-Man, the little pebbles he's eating. Cool, man.
Yeah, that's a cool
shit.
collector's item. I like that.
Actually, kind of funny thing is you bring up Atari. I stopped at a antique store yesterday on my way out of town, and I just walked around there just to kill some time. And somebody in there was selling the Lego Atari 2600 set. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but it looks like an Atari 2600, but it's made out of Legos.
That's cool.
I almost picked it up. It was actually kind of cool looking because I know they made a Nintendo one too. But they had it looked like the old wood grain Atari 2600, and it was made out of Lego.
Dope.
It was pretty cool. It was still expensive. I think it was an expensive Lego set, but it was very cool looking though.
Yeah. In other news, Ubisoft is really making a first-person Ghost Recon title. That's right, Gunny. This has only been rumored up to now. It's not like many people were actively questioning said rumors, but it is still official confirmation from the publisher themselves. During their latest shareholder meeting, Gunny, company CEO Yves Guillemot spoke of capitalizing on upcoming launches such as The Division and Ghost Recon. Again, the announcement of a new Ghost Recon game is yet to happen, but here he is getting name dropped by Ubisoft's boss. CFO Frederick Duguet went on to explain that the project will benefit from the Chinese juggernaut Tencent's investment as a major brand name. Ghost Recon is just one example for a first-person shooter type game, Duguet reveals. So there you have it. There you have it, Gunny. Ghost Recon is coming. You hyped, bro?
Cool. So this will be, I am a little hyped for it. Like, even though I didn't care much for Ghost Recon, it was okay. I was more of a.
When was the last one released? It was like 2010.
Man, no, this was
for it. Yeah, it had to been like 2005. No,
it was like 5 years ago. Was it?
No,
the Ghost Recon game, right? Yeah.
Oh, but it's Breakpoint, right?
Breakpoint. I know. I was thinking, what the hell's the name of that title? And so,
I was thinking of
that
the
was
other
all
Ghost
third
Recons.
person, right? That was all third.
Was it Wildlands or something like that?
Yeah, Wildlands. No, Wildlands, and then Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Was it Breakpoint?
Yeah, Breakpoint was the last one. That was like 5-6 years ago or whatever.
That was kind of. I have that one. That one's kind of cool because you can it actually is actually kind of really a fun game. It's just I don't like all the gear in it. I like the game, but I don't like having to manage my gear. Kind of like
you got to go to 6 different stalls, right, inside your fucking cave or wherever you're at.
And you have gear color, like purple gear, gold gear, blue gear, red gear, green gear, and the red gear is the super ultimate best gear. There's gold, there's purple, there's green, there's blue. I don't like all that, but I like the game itself. It's actually a fun shooter. It's actually pretty fun.
But that was, correct me if I'm wrong, Jesus, that was a third-person shooter, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay, I remember, yeah.
In other news, more news, Battlefield 6 is rumored to be unveiled soon in the 3-day event. That's right. The Battlefield 6 reveal event may be very close, Mayo. I know you've been waiting. Content creator Doom49 reported, having received a promotional package this week. From EA. He says, I have confirmed with another person that there is a 3-day event at the end of July for EA, which will include the live reveal of Battlefield 6. It will be much like the Battlefield 1 event, with players getting a live round in after the devs speak and the video is showcased. It says here, this is perhaps why EA Games will not be at Gamescom 2025, as their PR agency confirmed to different websites. It says they're going to have their own event, possibly on Tuesday, July 29th. It says here, and there might be a public open beta not too long afterwards. It says here, Battlefield 6 has been in development for several years, with 4 studios contributing to the project. And according to a report from early July, EA has lofty goals for Battlefield 6. It seeks to reach 100 million players, which would be a new record for the franchise. The report also hinted at a $400 million budget, which is one of the largest in the history of gaming, and also various development troubles. One thing is for sure, Battlefield could not fail like Battlefield 2042, and to a lesser extent, like Battlefield 5 did. To that end, EA hopefully is making sure the game is polished enough before making it launch. It says here, we don't know the official release date. They said sometime next year. Uh, we expect it to be known before April 26th, or 2026, I guess. So people are expecting it next year sometime. Some are saying March. I've heard rumors of March or April, or I've heard rumors of May. I'm hoping it's an early year, not against Call of Duty drop. You know what I mean? Like stay away from Call of Duty so it doesn't affect your sales, but drop in a month where like Grand Theft Auto won't fuck with you either. You know what I mean? Like you got to drop in that perfect time spot. Like stay away from Call of Duty and stay away from Grand Theft Auto, and that's how you'll scoop up all the sales. And by the time Call of Duty comes out, you can have like a DLC pack out already. You know, some new maps. And if Call of Duty comes out, drop fucking like a new map pack on that same week Call of Duty comes out, just to bring more hype back to it. You know, like hey guys, we got new shit. You guys did fuck that Call of Duty. We're dropping a new tank in Battlefield, bitches. Yeah, new motherfucking tank. Fuck Call of Duty has no tanks. Call of Duty sucks. You can't even blow the walls up in Call of Duty. Yeah,
You're right. Yeah.
that's what I would do. And other news,
Cool.
Ready or Not is soared past 1 million copies sold on consoles in just 4 days, Mayo.
Is that between the two? Is that between the two consoles?
Yes.
Nice.
Void Interactive Ready or Not has surpassed 1 million copies sold on consoles just 4 days after their console launch, which brings the game's total sales past 10 million after it hit a 9 million record earlier this year on PC. They said, when we launched Ready or Not on PC, it took about 36 days to reach 1 million units sold. On console, it only took about 3.5 days. I'm incredibly proud of the team and what we have accomplished together. It's a huge moment and one we do not take for granted, said developer and publisher Void Interactive Chief Executive Officer Julio Rodriguez. In a press release, they also said, game reviews are holding strong as we head into our first weekend, and the team is already hard at working on ironing out issues and continuously improving the experience. To our players, our partners, and everyone who believed in this project, we thank you. It says here, Void Interactive's Chief Operating Officer and Creative Director Sterling Rank added, the response from console players has completely blown us away. Going from the days of excitement from our early access trailer blowing up on PC to seeing how the community grew globally so much across platforms is humbling, but a testament to the incredible dedication of the entire Void Interactive team to make this vision a reality for Ready or Not. So while the console launch has quickly been the next chapter of the success in Ready or Not story, it has also been a chapter marked with controversy. The console release came with an updated change that some players considered to be censorship, with certain aspects of gore, nudity, and violence changed in both the console and the PC versions of the game. Void Interactive maintains that the changes were made to support stability and align with policies enforced by global platforms and age rating bodies. Void Interactive has always emphasized that Ready or Not is a hyper-realistic tactical first-person shooter, and the changes ranging from victims in one level being nude to now being partially clothed, to a child no longer appearing as having been dismembered post-mortem, seem to clash with what players believe the original vision of the game to be. While players on Steam have taken to review bombing the game to show their displeasure, it's clear that this uproar hasn't had any overly negative impact on their sales. So there's that. And that's true because, I mean, if the people buying this game right now are not the PC people, right? We've already bought the game. We own it. We've had it. So, like, even if people complain on the review, like, it's not like Steam's going to let you refund it. And Steam's going to be like, nah, bro, you played more than 2 hours. Fuck you. You're keeping that shit. You know, like, because of a bunch of negative reviews, we're going to let people start refunding. No, Steam's going to be like, fuck you guys. Right? You guys play plenty of hours of this shit.
Hey, mister, you put 35 hours into the game. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. They don't fucking care. So I guess, but for the console players, they don't know different, right? They don't know what was there before that got taken out. But to them, it's a new shooter that's fresh. It is engaging. It is hard, but it is also rewarding when you're able to complete a mission, right? Like, it's a fun fucking game, dude. It's different from any other shooter out there. And I will say this for Ready or Not, like, if you want a game that is going to tactically challenge you and make you really think of, like, how are we going to clear this room? How are we going to get around this map? How are we going to do this? like that's the game for you, man. If you're into first-person shooters and you want a first-person shooter that's a really cool SWAT game, this is the game to get, dude. Because there's no other game like this out there on console.
No, there's
There's
not.
not. Literally, like not even was it Rainbow Six Siege is like this. Like even the terrorist hunt mode on Rainbow Six Siege is not as good as this game. This game is really like on some other shit. Like it is fucking cool. It is badass. The graphics are good. The game runs really good. I don't know about the consoles. I'm assuming the performance is solid on the consoles, right?
Well, I know
So, yeah.
I know that Vetterholic just put up a funny clip, right? But the game just came out, and that was about his team, getting up on the door. They stacked up on the door, and
You know what his mistake was, and I'll say this. I wanted to comment it, but I know the mistake he made. So he's using the camera to look at the room, but the camera can also be used, and is supposed to be used to look at the door. You gotta look up at the door, and if you look up at the door, sometimes you'll see a trap wire, like a bomb wire on the bottom of the door.
Oh, that's what it was.
But if you're smart, you don't just look at the bottom of the door. You got to also look at the top of the door, because sometimes they won't put the bomb wire at the bottom of the door. They'll put it at the middle of the door or at the top. So you got to look at the whole door, make sure there's no wires. Also, when you're about to breach, you can peek a door and kind of like scan it with your eyes. Like, you kind of scan it up and down, and you can check for trap wires on the bottom and the top. It's important to check for those trap wires because they will blow up and they will kill your whole team like it did for him.
Yeah, I thought it was a glitch that he ran across.
No.
He didn't even say that he ran it. I just thought that he was putting up a glitch gameplay.
No, that's not a
Okay.
glitch. That's not a glitch. That's a feature, man.
Yeah, I
not
thought
a
it was funny
glitch.
though. I was like, dude, they didn't even get the fucking door, and they're blowing themselves up. But no, I forgot about that from the launch of that game.
There's fucking traps, and some not just that, but sometimes the enemy they'll act like they're dead. So you walk into a room, you start shooting off rounds. You hit two guys, and there was four of them there. Some of them will just drop to the ground like they're dead, and they'll be playing dead. And you start handcuffing the other guys, right? You're thinking, oh, these guys are all dead. You start handcuffing people and start like sipping up the guns for evidence, and start doing all that. And one of them will jump up and start shooting at you guys. So you got to make sure you handcuff everyone right away. That's the important thing. Like people in the game, I noticed people do it all the time. Even the other day when I was playing it, people were just walking past the bodies of the people they were shooting. And I kept telling them, like, the guy in the back needs to always make sure he's tying the bodies down. Because if you don't handcuff them, sometimes those fuckers will get back up and they will keep fighting. And they will kill your whole team. Like if you all have your backs to them and they pull out a gun and start shooting, you're all gonna be dead pretty fucking quick. So keep an eye on those bodies when you shoot them, Sometimes it's kind of smart when you're shooting at someone to just keep unloading on them. Do you really think they're really, really dead?
I saw him twitch.
Yeah.
Like
You shot the dude once and he kind of fell to the ground really fast. You're like, I don't know, man. That motherfucker might not be dead. Keep fucking shooting. Do not stop. Keep unloading on that guy because, yeah, they might not be dead all the way. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I got another one more piece of news here, Jesus. There might be a little bit to this where Marathon, the game. Bungie's moving forward with the development as Playtest 2 invites roll out for this month's closed session. After that confirmed delay that pushed Marathon past its original September release, Bungie's upcoming extraction shooter is starting to show signs of momentum. The project has had a tough road so far for the whole art theft controversy, reports of internal challenges, and mixed early feedback from playtests. Just last month, a limited NDA protected playtest took place. Now players have started receiving emails for playtest, and it's happening sooner than many have expected. The news surfaced on the Marathon subreddit where users shared a screenshot of the official invite email from Bungie. According to the email, Marathon's closed playtest 2 will take place between July 25th and July 27th, running daily between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. So, yeah, I can definitely see it. Well, I guess it's still a beta. I guess it would still keep going. They haven't quite. I told you they're not going to shut the fucking doors on these people or whatever, like just because there was an internal theft problem. or art, whatever thing. So I think they'll sort that shit out. So I think it's easy. I think it'll just pay out that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not. It'll keep going. So I'm sure we'll hear more on that like as the beta comes out, and Marathon will probably then speak about.
That's being made by Bungie, right?
Yes.
Is that to their last DLC for was it for Destiny? It's selling it's so bad. Like people are saying like it's like only 20% of people have bought it compared to the other DLCs. I'm like that's pretty bad. If only 20% of your players came back to buy this DLC after you sold so many other expansions, that means you need a new Destiny, bro. You need to stop fucking with the DLCs and just release a new fucking Destiny already.
Yeah, which I'm sure they're already working on. I'm sure even though they're doing this Marathon thing, I'm sure that's their cash cow, right? Is Destiny. So I'm sure there's a Destiny 3 out there. I'm sure it's in the works, right? Even though they would deny it, like, not right now, or we're not kind of focusing on other things or whatever on Marathon or something, But other than that, I got a couple of pieces of news for some handheld stuff. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 revealed in a leaked prototype video featuring an OLED display. Something we've been waiting for a while, to a sequel to Lenovo's Legion Go handheld gaming PC. And a new video may have just given us a first look at the second generation console. The Legion Go 2 is one of our most anticipated gaming handheld releases this year, and leaks about the new console have been sprouting up since at least April of 2024. Originally, we spotted the latest leak images of a perforated Lenovo Legion Go 2 in the Legion Go subreddit. Everything's in a subreddit, right? It's where all the rumors start, which show the screen, kickstand, and even a look at the inside of the console. So it says here the video claims that the device is a prototype and may even be out of date. It's a bit of a sketchy leak, and this is the only second video ever posted to the channel and the Reddit account. While 2 years old, it has only ever commented on this post. They allege that they were able to get this one of the devices due to bankruptcy of the contractors or the contract manufacturers, which apparently led to a number of prototypes ending up in e-waste recycling. I don't know. I'm sure they're working on one. Like that's always how it goes, right? In the handheld space of things, right? Like, yeah, you kind of start off with an LED or whatever, then everything goes to OLED. So we already know, right? Like the Switch 2 is going to be, the next one's going to be an OLED or whatever, or some kind of Pro or a fucking light version, right? Like, so I don't know. I don't think there's too much weight to that one. Another little handheld gaming news. The MSI Claw 8 is now available for pre-order in Europe. When is it coming to North America is up to anybody's guess here. It says here that, I'll just call it the Claw 8. The Claw 8 is now available in Europe, pre-order. That's significant since this is the first time that the new gaming handheld is available to markets outside of China. Although we have not seen a North America release date, this news gives us hope in the United States that we will see the MSI machine arrive on our shores very soon. Let's see here. Video Cards with a Z reports European vendors like Alza, Smarty.sk is currently having the Claw 8 priced at €975 and €978 respectively. This is slightly less than the current MSI Claw 8, which retails for $999 or $999. Austria, Germany, and Slovakia are the first European countries that can pre-order the MSI new handheld through none other of the aforementioned retailers that retailers say when the Claw 8 will start shipping. As we've reported, the Claw 8 will be the first gaming handheld to utilize the AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor. This could make it one of the most powerful Windows 11 handhelds yet. On top of that, the Claw 8 features a more ergonomic design and even comes in a bold new neon green color. It also it has all of that with the same 80-watt battery, up to 24 gigabytes of RAM, and an 8-inch 1080p display at 120 hertz display. So so we'll see the Claw 8. Let me know if anybody has that.
The Claw.
Right? That's a good name for it, though. I like it. The Claw 8. Yeah, that's cool.
The claw.
I do like watching some of those videos, Jesus, where I wish I was a YouTuber that could review all this stuff. That'd be cool. Like, I like that when they just like, yeah, they just sent it to me, or, you know, I got like some retro pocket fucking little devices they get to check out and try. And yeah, and they'll be like, all right, send that one back. We'll send you another one to try out. That's cool.
That's always neat to see these people. They get that stuff early or whatever.
Yeah. But it's a lot of work, right, Mel? So like I listen and watch, and these people are like, damn, like, you know, I gotta write all this stuff down, and like, you know, like I guess you're, I don't know, like you're not exactly a journalist, but you're like content creator. So, and it takes a while to make and edit and all these videos, but I still think that would be cool. Would like to do that in another life, hopefully. Maybe when I retire.
Yeah.
But that's all I have, I think, for little handheld gaming news.
All right, that's all we have then for the show.
Small section. Oh, one other thing. Shout out to Nipron for putting in our Discord that on the Epic Store, was it Civ 6, right? Is available free, I believe.
Oh, the other day it was. I don't know if it's there anymore.
So yeah, it's still there. Like they usually keep it up for like 7 full days. I love that shit when they do that. Like I think it's like 6 or 7 days. They'll keep it up there. So yeah, I'm sure anybody listening to this, it's probably good for, you know, I don't know, probably till next week or something. But it even said, Jesus, when I went on there and it said, hey, you already own this game or whatever, like they already gave the base game away for free. Well, all the DLC is free. So I went in and I had to put in the premium edition and claim the premium edition. It said, are you sure? Are you sure you want to buy this, right? Because you already own the base version. Now you want to buy the premium? Like, well, of course, it's $0. So
yeah,
that I made the purchase. It was an easy decision. Yeah,
I love it when they ask you that. It's like, hey, do you sure you want to buy this right now? Like, yeah, I think so.
$70 discount. I'll take it.
I think that's it, Jesus, for news. I think.
Yeah, that's all we have.
Yep. Any good games coming out this week or next or whatever? I haven't seen anything. Donkey Kong's already out on the Switch too, and I don't know. I haven't really been so much in the Death Stranding too that I haven't really looked at any future release titles this week.
I don't think there is anything right away off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay.
At least nothing on my radar.
Yeah. All right, well, go find me, guys. I'm Gunny Chief on. I'm on the Xbox. I'm on the PC. I'm on the Steams, and HGP_Gunny over on the PlayStation. Where do we find you, Mayo?
Oh yeah, you're gonna find me pretty much on Discord mainly as the Mayo, and then you're gonna find me on Steam as the Mayo, Xbox and PlayStation is the Mayo or the Mayo 1. I can't remember which one it is now, but usually hanging out in those. Gunny, we'll have to get together sometime. You need to get into Gran Turismo and get on the online side of things.
Oh yeah. I was playing it last week. I don't know if you saw me again on there.
Top right corner when you go to the online, there's like a mode where you can do time trials, and you can at least compare your times against your friends. So it's like an online race, and it ranks you like nationally, but you can also like compare to your friends' times and stuff. So we can kind of watch our times on there and see our times.
We need to get on a Discord or just a PlayStation call, because I swear I cannot find that stupid thing.
Yeah, there you go. I'll walk you through it.
Yeah.
All right. You can find me on everything as Jesus Walks Lot. I'll be playing some more Death Stranding 2 this week. Some more Ready or Not, of course. Vader, if you want to join me, you can. Or I could join you, whichever one. I'm excited for more Ready or Not. And more Death Stranding 2. And in a couple weeks here, Mafia 2. Or Mafia, was it the old home or something like that?
The old country?
Old country? Old home.
The old home, yeah. I mean, really, that's what it is, yeah.
Oh shit! I'm excited for that. Yeah. Let's go play some more games, people. Woo! Yeah, more games. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. All right.
Bye.
No. With that being said, peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. We're out of here, everyone.